Welcome back to day 2 of the Clash of Clans World Championship Qualifiers. I'm Corbin, joined here with Judo Sloth. Judo, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, Corbin. Excited for today's matches. We have some incredible teams who already put up amazing performances yesterday. But first, I think we should remind everybody at home which teams have already gained a golden ticket, because that is what the teams are competing for: entry into the grand finals. In Season 1, we had the current world champions, Alternate Attacks. Season 2, seen N.Y Empire take home the golden ticket, and then fan favorites, the Queen Walkers, gained their ticket last month.
And then the runners-up in each one of those qualifiers got the silver ticket, which was MCS, Team Elevate, and then Carnage Gaming. And remember, these teams are fighting for so much on the line. And that is the silver ticket, which is a last chance qualifiers, where they will have an additional chance to try to join those teams and make it into the World Finals. But Judo, not only are these teams fighting for that golden ticket, but they are also going to be getting tons of prize pool, their share of the $1 million, Judo.
Absolutely. The grand final is where the big money is at. But even this weekend, the first place team today will take home $15,000. $10,000 for the second place, $8,250 for third. And whoever is knocked out straight away today, they are still fourth. They will take home $6,750. So still a lot of prize money on the line. But we all know the golden ticket is what these teams are after, Corbin.
Absolutely, that golden ticket and their share of the prize pool. Who would not want to be in their places right there? But there's so much pressure coming down on today, which means there's 4 teams now left in the competition. Let's go take a look at the bracket and see how these teams got there, because these teams played in the pre-qualifiers to get to this point, and there was the 6. We had TorillaTavataan with the perfect war, actually advancing to take on JX Tiger, and then we had INQUISITION knocking down Bazinger, because remember, this is a double elimination bracket to take on N.Y Amazing. And then we had some awesome matches as well that got pushed down to the lower bracket, Judo.
We certainly did. We had JX Tiger, the #1 seed, take on TorillaTavataan next. They won 14-12. And then the #2 seed, N.Y Amazing, they also beat INQUISITION by 14 stars. This lines up a fantastic matchup today. But obviously, we then did have to send 2 teams home in the lower bracket.
We did. In that first matchup, Bazinger was the team knocked out, and TorillaTavataan advanced. Will be playing today. And then INQUISITION as well. They were able to advance, knock out Wahaha. But the big storyline, the question really comes down: the #1 and #2 seed advancing to day 2. They're taking on each other, and each of the previous qualifiers, Judo, the #1 seed has not been doing well, and they have not been getting the golden tickets, which will be the second match here today. So TorillaTavataan and INQUISITION will be the first one that we are going to watch in the lower bracket, and everything's on the line. You lose, you are eliminated, and it's going to be crazy. But Judo, what are you thinking of these teams so far?
I think they have really put on great performances. Being truthful, I have been very impressed with TorillaTavataan. On paper, I don't think they were the favorites moving into this one, but they've certainly put up great performances. And in those 2 elimination matches, the interesting part is that both TorillaTavataan and INQUISITION won their matches 14-13, so it lines up an exciting first matchup. But we do need to very quickly touch upon the second matchup of today, which is JX Tiger and N.Y Amazing. And this is where we need your help in order to find out who you think is going to win. What do they need to do, Corbin?
Yeah, indeed. So what they need to do in the chat right now, if they think that JX Tiger is going to win, use the hashtag JXT. But if you think N.Y Amazing is going to win, use hashtag NYA. And what we're going to do is we're going to tally all of those votes put together, and right before that war, we will reveal who the community thinks is going to win. So it's a way for all the viewers to get involved, and I cannot wait to see who they think is going to win, because we have the #1 and #2 seed facing off.
I think that is a really tough war to predict as well. So I am very interested to see what the community will be thinking. But again, the first matchup of today is going to be the first elimination one. TorillaTavataan versus Inquisition. Winner will progress in order to battle the loser of that other matchup. However, the losing team will be eliminated. So I think it is time to get to it and send you across to our casters.
Thanks very much, Judo Sloth. Howdy, 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 y'all. We have got some great wars for you tonight. My name's Woody, and I'm joined here by Itsu. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing so good. I'm so ready for this first match. As Judo said, everything is on the line for those two teams, and we have TorillaTavataan coming in with an incredible performance. They were the underdogs coming into this tournament, and they're doing amazing with their attacks, really putting up a show, becoming maybe the fan favorites in this one. Great interview yesterday as well from ODS, and well, Woody, what do you want to say? Like, they're having a good shot in this match against Inquisition.
Oh, they certainly do. And I love the fact that our music is really getting me jacked as well. I'm excited about this one. Inquisition on the other end, captained by Striker, is also joined by Haha, I'm Green, Lou, and Vendetta. And right you are. TorillaTavataan really showed a lot of heart from the interview by ODS last night. They had a great run into this position here now, having picked up 2 wins and just that 1 loss. Same for the other side, though. Inquisition has also played 3 battles so far, and in fact, all 6 matches yesterday had either Inquisition or TorillaTavataan in them. So that means that these 2 clans have had the most action on the battlefield, but only one of these veteran squads can remain. We are on the bottom bracket, and for double elimination, that means your second loss means you are kicked out of the tournament.
That's right, and we have TorillaTavataan coming in with their same approach as we have seen yesterday with their air attack strategies. A lot of people were like questioning, like, do they go with the same attacks again? Do they mix it up? And it seems like they're going again with their style, with the Inferno Dragons, with the Dragon Riders right into the space. We have the core scatter shot, which might be an easy and nice target to get the skeleton spell onto, because the skeleton spell then can tank the shots off this defense. And this is always a nice thing. Keep your dragon safe, Woody. But this queen is doing interesting moves on this left side.
Yeah, maybe not exactly following the plan, but without any healers on her, there's not a whole lot of an army commitment to keep her going. Vane will be able to knock out that Eagle Artillery up top with the Royal Champion as well, and it's going to focus now instead on that scatter shot over on the right side corner. That is the main big threat that still remains in this space. And I gotta say, I don't see a whole lot of Dragon Riders to take care of it. One still alongside that Grand Warden, pretty high hit points, but not going to be pathing onto the air defense next, and that is bad news for Vane. Drops his last free spell, and all he's got is a couple of rocket loons and his last 2 hero abilities. The Royal Champion ability is out, knocking a few of those structures in that right corner. Can she finish it off and get that triple to start things off?
I think this Yak being the MVP, opening up the compartment for that queen. He has 2 more rocket loons for the back, and Outer Tower is going down. The queen ability is not used yet. I think this queen might be able, but she's in range of that warden. The skeleton trap is being the defense, which is holding back the queen, making sure that her empowered shots are not taking down this warden. And Warden is trying to somehow save this, but the queen is stepping up. The tester is falling down, Woody. This is still a 3-star.
There's no defenses left, and that means the queen, oh man, unless she walks on another dozen or so of those giant bombs, she should be fine. We'll be able to get the 3-star after all. Wow. Vane, he brought 3 aerial attacks yesterday and tripled with all 3 of them. He is the clutch starter for this TorillaTavataan squad, and he has not disappointed his teammates. Although it's just the Archer Queen in the end, and not even a charging one, no healers to help her out, he's still got the work done. Fully topped off by that Unicorn, giving her a little bit of a helping hand there, Itsu.
That's right, but I mean, it doesn't matter how many troops are left at the end. At least it's a 3-star. This is what this is everything what counts, and he's getting it done with the Inferno Dragon. Combination, which is full, especially in the current meta, where we're seeing quite a few single Inferno Towers, and if you can distract those with those skeleton spells, those dragons are getting so powerful because there's nothing shooting back. And even though they might be not as tanky as normal dragons, those Inferno dragons, they're having quite a lot of hit points considering using the skeleton spell. Now we see a strategy which we have not seen as often in this qualifier yet. It's a Queen Charge hybrid, Woody.
Yeah, interesting that Haha is going to be jumping in. It had often been Lu taking the first strike here, but Haha does have a lot of experience with Queen Charge Dragon Riders. In fact, he was the only player from that squad to use it all 3 times yesterday. So the switch off now to a hybrid army on the ground is doubly interesting. He must have really thought that he got a great base identification, a good read that could signal a 3-star to start things off for Inquisition.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we have seen yesterday a couple of people trying, for example, air strategies against TorillaTavataan, and they have not worked that great because, I mean, if a team is really concentrating on one specific strategy that much, obviously they know how to build against the strategy, they know how to tweak their bases against the strategy, so they're coming in with grounds, a complete different approach on this base. And the Queen Charge so far looks pretty promising, and the hybrid is about to come in from this right side. The king is already funneling, but we have to remember there is no siege barracks in this one because the blimp got used. And now we have to take a look at those miners and hawk riders. Do they catch a lot of spring traps? That's the question. There's the first spring trap. One hawk rider flying away, another 2 hawk riders. So let's see if there are more spring. Okay, this one did not work, Woody.
Early engagement with those spring traps is not good news, but the fact that he's only losing 1 hog rider or maybe 2, not awful news for him. He is probably going to trigger those eventually since they're often placed right next to those defenses, but at least we didn't see a long line of spring traps as we saw on some bases yesterday that just really ejected a big mass of them early on. He's getting great pathing through the center here, taking down the enemy Archer Queen, and that's why you got to pair up those Hog Riders with Miners. The Hogs will focus only on the defensive structures, but the Miners will help out with those defending heroes.
Yeah, this is looking like the first 3-star for Inquisition as well. They're doing the same thing as TorillaTavataan, getting the 3-star in, and this with a complete different approach, with the ground attack, which were, like, we have to say, air yesterday was pretty powerful. And seeing ground succeed as well is nice to see, especially with this style. So really nicely done to Haha, getting it done with this Queen Charge hybrid. An attack strategy, which we don't see too often anymore, but when pros are using it, it's actually pretty successful. So the base identification of those pros is really impressive to watch. So knowing when to use this strategy, because if it's used successful, like if it's used correctly, I want to say, it has a really, really good success rate.
Excellent work to Inquisition. We're going to be going back to TorillaTavataan next, where it is all tied up. Now, in the past wars, we had seen Costa coming in as the second attacker a couple of times. His favorite attack strategy is Hydra. In fact, he used it all 3 of his attacks yesterday, and he's going to be bringing it back once again. Dragons and Dragon Riders high in the sky. Kind of a compliment, sort of, to the hybrid army that we just saw on the ground, except instead of miners, we have these dragons, and instead of the hog riders, you've got dragon riders, which can target enemy defenses.
Yeah, that's right. And he's bringing, again, like the favorite spell it feels like TorillaTavataan is using, and that's the clone spell. They used it yesterday quite a bit. It's the first qualifier where we see the strategy so often, and so far it had an incredible success rate on those bases. Because a lot of people were, I don't know, maybe expecting normal use of Hydra, which then around is not using those clone spells. But with those clones, they're making those blimps even more powerful. And so far they had a great success. Yet again, the Eagle is taken down nice and early. Now we have those dragons, the Dragon Riders, everything coming in from the far right side. This blimp, any second most likely coming in as well for that Town Hall. There we go. And this means the vulnerability should be used soon as well, Woody.
TorillaTavataan got a perfect war in their first match yesterday, and that's thanks largely due to the rallying cry called out by Costa, the second attacker throughout the day. He is really ripping through this base in fantastic fashion, going very, very quickly. A minute in, and we already see half the base destroyed and an impressive spread of balloons and dragons. But unfortunately, the survival of an air defense in the bottom left corner is going to leave those dragons in a really awkward spot now, Itsu.
I think the biggest problem for him is the king. He had to freeze that king to make sure something is taking it down. There's the Royal Champion with those dragons trying to take the king down, and finally they were able to make that work. Now it's everything relying on that Royal Champion to take down the back-end Single Inferno Tower. The Royal Champ has to do that, but the Royal Champion ability is getting forced in this tester form, which means the Royal Champion ability is not targeting that Single Inferno Tower. That might be now bad news depending on that queen. We saw so many attacks this qualifier already, where the queen was the MVP just to finish off the space alone. And so far it looks like the history might repeat again, because we have the queen ability still. And this in Single Inferno Tower, I don't think the Single Inferno Tower has a chance to take down the queen.
Is he going to pop the ability before she gets in range, or will she soak some shots from the Inferno first and then pop it? No, it's going to lock onto the Dragon first.
Dragon first, queen ability next, and yep, that's another 3-star for TorillaTavataan. It's going to be a close one, but we talked about that in the first attack already. It does not matter if it's close. Wait a second. Isn't that toe in the... It seems like the toe is not in range of that Single Inferno Tower.
Okay, she was just out of range. Kind of seems like a little bit of a misplacement on defense there. Might have been able to get some free shots off against the queen, but gotta be a 3-star either way. Congratulations to Costa. TorillaTavataan will once again have a repeat performance here now. 2 triples out of their first 2 attacks. That is the exact same scoreline that we saw in all 3 of their wars yesterday. Vana and Costa, really strong strikers for this Finnish team.
Yep, that's 100% correct. And I mean, so far, only JX Tiger really were able to make sure that they had a couple of defenses against them. JX Tiger was able to hold them back to 12 stars. But except that, there were 3-starring bases left and right. But now we have N-Striker coming in for the Inquisition side. And he's bringing the same army composition as we saw in the first attack of TorillaTavataan. This is going to be the combination between Inferno Dragons and Dragon Riders in here. The question though is, yep, the Warbreak is going to work, so he gets into that Eagle compartment. The question though is this going to work with those skeleton spells tanking for the king, for the queen? Is he going to get the value he's looking for? That's the question for this one.
Well, just like his opponents from TorillaTavataan, Striker is a big fan of aerial attacks. He has brought this same attack strategy to all 3 of his previous hits. He's got a 2-for-3 hit rate, just barely missing on the first war yesterday against Bad Zinger with a 2-star 79%. Battle Blimp is going to be pathing directly toward the Town Hall, as it always does. But can he protect it from tornado traps? That was a big problem yesterday that we saw. Spinning around Battle Blimps and seeking air mines can really wreck the first stage of a hit. Doesn't happen this time, though, and with those balloons right on target, they will drop the Town Hall down for the first star or 2.
Yeah, and I think we just saw a small twist to this as well. Typically, we always see those super minions inside the defending clan cast, but this time around, we had the Lava Hound in there. I think the attacking king or the queen lured out this clan castle, which is normally nothing what you want to see. This time around, though, the queen is barely staying alive for now. We have seen it so many times that she is finishing off the base, so if she can stay alive, that would be huge for N-Striker on this attack. But the back-end tester form is giving some problems towards that Royal Champion. Wait a second, that scatter shot should go down. If that queen is staying alive, she can get healed up again with that unicorn. It was so close of her going down, but now with the storage, everything ahead, she can get healed up. And there's the skeleton trap, Woody. It's going to be so close.
She's just gonna stay still so that the unicorn can heal her, but she keeps stutter stepping onto each successive building. Striker's queen is looking a little bit low there, but the Grand Warden is still healthy and happy to lead the charge out in front with a couple of minions. What? Never mind, he's gonna go back and help out on that wall, I guess.
That's actually perfect for the queen, because as we said, like, the unicorn needs the queen to stay still to get healed up. And this is exactly what he needed with that one wall. Actually being good this time around, that the queen is going for the wall, giving him the time to make sure this unicorn is healing up the queen. And with this, he is getting that 3-star done. 100% Inquisition and TorillaTavataan so far both are perfect with their start into this match. And we really see everything is coming down to this match for those 2 teams, because if they're going to lose, they're dropping out of this competition. There is no chance of coming back. Only the win matters at this point, Woody.
Right you are. There are no slouches allowed for Game 2 of the Clash of Clans World Championship. Day 2, I should say. These teams have persevered through difficult encounters, and they both have 2 wins to them. So these are both winning teams. I mean, just making it through the monthly pre-qualifiers is a big feat. But having already defeated a couple of their opponents now, standing on their graves and trying to march forth toward that finals spot, they know that this is going to be a difficult one. But Conan will be the next striker. 2 for 3 hits so far in this series. He missed on his second attack against JX Tiger. A Queen Charge Hybrid earned just a 2-star 73%, but both of his other hits were Hydra, and he's happy to bring it back once again. Dragon Riders and Dragons, but interestingly this time with a Golem. What do you make of that, Isu?
Well, so far TorillaTavataan always had the same approach. They always sent their heroes into the eagle compartment and then the dragons close to that on the flank. But this time around, this eagle compartment is quite big, which means the hero push can be even stronger. This is why he's supporting this hero push with the golem, just to make sure that his dragons have a good path from the top left side into their town direction. We're going to see yet again the blimp making sure that, well, it's reaching the town hall, and we have those dragon riders as well getting added over there to have this really powerful push.
Brilliant analysis as always, and then great spread from these dragons. They're going to be making a clockwise path through the space. Conan is holding on to that blimp, and there it goes. It'll be traveling right through this big pack, and expect to see him use that Grand Warden ability just before it leaves that life aura area. There it is. Pops it off, and it will continue its path. But caught by a tornado trap. That's going to slow it down a bit. Will it be able to get through these CC troops and on toward the town hall?
Exactly as I said with that entry, and this time around though, we see it baited. All of the red bumps are against those runes. Now the question is, can he make it work? Can he take down the town hall? That's the big question. A couple of runes reach their town hall, but the back end is shooting back with that air defense, with that town hall. Wait a second, there are so many dragons. Can he still make that work? So far it's looking good for Vendetta on defense. The town is exploding, but the poison is on that Royal Champion. And the queen is down as well. We talked about this. The queen needs to stay alive, and with this Woody, we might see our first defense.
The real important task, that battle blimp needs to knock down the town hall in order to avoid the troops later clumping around it and then taking a big shot from that Giga Bomb and ticking down to the poison. As it stands now, Conan had a great entry point here, but we are worried whether these dragons will be able to finish the job. Scattershot deals massive damage, and even though it's going to be maybe the next target here, it's going to have a long time to fire away at these poor flying boys. The lock is good there, and that one dragon, now at half health, is not going for the scattershot. That is correct, Itsu. We will have a 2-star and a defensive pickup for Inquisition.
Yeah, and I talked about this in the beginning. As I said, we see always the same approach from TorillaTavataan. They have their own unique style with putting their heroes into the eagle compartment and then the dragons on the flank. Like, you want to have the heroes walking the entire compartment of the eagle, which means it's pretty predictable of where those dragons are coming from. This is exactly what Inquisition saw with this NATO, and they baited it. So I have to say, looking forward to see if we have any more baits like this coming up for the Inquisition side. But this means we have maybe the first lead for Inquisition, depending on their offense, because defense is one thing, but they need to make it work on offense now as well, because if they don't get that 3-star, this defense is not worth too much, to be honest.
Well, it seems like both of the teams are understanding that there's a lot on the line here, but with, once again, TorillaTavataan front-loading their offense with their 3-star strikers right there at the beginning. They're trying their best to give Conan, ODS, and Usvi a lot of time to prepare. That additional time just not enough to get that last 9% there. And as you said, this opens up the war now for Inquisition, a squad that is a bit more even heel for its attackers. There are 5 players on the team, and 4 of them had a hit rate of 66%, picking up triples twice yesterday. That's a little bit more consistent, I would say, than what we saw from TorillaTavataan, which has 3-star 100% hit rate guys, and then other players who have only gotten 1 triple yesterday. So Lou will be the next hitter. He usually goes first for this squad, but instead will be going right in the middle here now. But Sui Lalo is his favorite attack strategy. He has brought it once again. He is an expert with this, having picked up 2 of those triples yesterday in crucial wars against Bad Zinger and Wahaha.
Yeah, I think an important fact to note on this one as well is Sui Lalo is such a difficult strategy. Even like not a lot of pro players can execute it. We have the clan castle coming out as well meanwhile, but what I want to say is even pro players can't, like not every pro player can execute this and test it on the base. So it's really hard to test their bases against this strategy because you might not even be able to execute the strategy. So how are you supposed to test your bases with this? So this might be a big factor for Lou and a big positive impact for him or for those bases, for those attacks. And we see the Lalo coming in from the 9 o'clock side, coming in with that slammer nice and early, pushing everything through that core. We have the next hound coming in from the top side, and this one is going to fly across that base, soaking up as many traps. Take a look at those red bombs, Woody, in the core.
Oh my goodness, exploding for maximum effect. We've also got some air skeletons engaged with those attacking troops as well. Lots of splash damage dished out against Lou's poor forces, but did he do a good enough job on the initial entry point that it's not going to matter? It is so difficult to try to get a bait set up against an attacker who uses a Sui dive to begin with, and then it just dumps everything back on the other end. I mean, dumping is one way to put it. Obviously, this was a very carefully planned attack by Lou, but there's just kind of no way through usage of just like traps alone to try to shut down any particular stage of a Sui Lalo attack, and that's one of the reasons why it is so consistent and powerful at the top levels. Not one of the most prevalent attack strategies, but Lou certainly knows how to use it. He might be rivaling Yo-Yo 23 for a spot at the top of the Lalo leaderboard, Zitsu.
Yeah, that was a really impressive attack. Even swagging the heal spell at the end on the clan castle, knowing that he got that 3-star. But I feel like the most important thing about this attack was the lava hound flying across the base, exploding over there, and then the lava pots, I think, soaked up every single red bomb in this base. And with this, well, if there are no red bombs in the core, you don't even need your warden ability, you don't even need your heal spells for the backhand. So this was really nicely done from him, getting the 3-star. And we talked about this, Inquisition needs a 3-star to make some work out of this defense, and they exactly did that, and now they have the lead. I mean, there's still a couple of more attacks to go. We have the next attack coming in from ODS, and we have again a golem with his hero push. So let's see, going in with the heroes again for the eagle, and then with his air part into the far side with that blimp for the town hall.
Slow and careful start for ODS. He did get 1 triple yesterday, but had a difficult time in the other 2 wars. He is an attacker who loves him some Hydra, and that's what he's brought once again. I'm wondering, like you mentioned before this war began, whether Inquisition built bases specifically for TorillaTavataan. With 2 3-stars already, I'm thinking that TorillaTavataan is still going to upset and do a good job on their 4th hit here, but he's running into quite a bit of difficulty. The spread on these dragons, just a few going for the top, have now gone down, not backing up those heroes anymore, and it's all about this attack on the bottom. Really great Eternal Tome here, but with more split forces. And what is going on over on the right corner there, Itsu? Balloons popping out, cloned up, and then dropping just as fast.
Oh no, he swagged that 1 clone spell. No loons were flying in there. You can see it on the wizard tower, a little bit in the background. Still, the spell now is running out, which means he pretty much swagged 3 spell capacity. He tried to outsmart the Inquisition guys with actually using a different angle with his blimp. It did work that the blimp reached the town, but I feel like those clone spells did not have the same value overall now. Now he's relying on his Royal Champion to getting the back end of the space. The Queen, though, on the top left is alive without her ability, though. So this scatter shot now, as soon as the scatter is targeting the Queen, this would be really bad news for him. The question, though, is how is this going to work? The Royal Champion running out of hit points, Black Mines coming up, and Woody, this is not looking good. And this, I don't know, this seems to be a defense again.
I think you are right. It is just a deadly rock slide of super effectiveness here. ODS is going to have a bit of hope left, though, if he can keep this Queen distracting that scatter shot. If the Dragon Path's left, oh, that could have been really helpful if it had locked onto the scatter shot early. As it stands, the Unicorn is just going to be a little bit too insufficient to keep this queen alive. And
Wait a second,
nice
that
damage
unicorn...
here.
Oh no.
It's just a little short.
Oh, that unicorn not reaching the one dragon really was painful. I think otherwise the dragon could have survived because this scatter was about to fall, drop down. I think the unicorn could have healed that dragon up again against that multi-inferno tower, but this means it is a defense. High percentage, 98%, but this is not what TorillaTavataan needed at this point. So Inquisition are looking good, but at the same time, they need to make now work on offense to have this huge boost coming into the last attack, because they could have a 2-star lead if they now make good next attack.
You just want to scream at that dragon. Just fly a little bit closer to that scatter shot. You'll be safe, I promise. But in the end, a little bit too little. I wonder, man, I hate to make counterfactuals like this, but I wonder if that clone spell that had been used earlier had a little bit better placement, if that might have made all the difference. That's going to be something that ODS will be able to ask himself later. But for now, let's go back to I Am Green now. Inquisition's chance for an over-the-top win now. A 3-star here would get them 2 stars in advantage over TorillaTavataan with only 1 attack left for their opponents. An opportunity to seal the deal, Itsu.
Yeah, I think this looks so far like a really good base identification. Those wards at the bottom are, the main purpose of them are to make sure that a Blizzard Blimp, which means like a blimp fit with super wizards and the invisibility spell, cannot reach the Town Hall over this wall. On the other side though, a Queen Charge can do the same thing, right? She can reach over it, which means it's less likely that she's stepping inside the Town Hall Poison. This is one of the deadliest things which can happen if their Queen is stepping to the Town Hall Poison, and she's taking so much damage of it. So far it looks like a good move. The Queen should go towards the left, and the King meanwhile on the left side took down the Scatter Shot, which is another huge thing for him.
We're 1:15 in. He's committing a lot to this Queen Charge. Single target Inferno burns up, and that forces out the freeze spell. Well done there to I Am Green. Still holding on to a couple of freezes, but activation of the Eagle Artillery is not at all what he wanted to see there. Big fire raining down on the healers, and they can't take another shot like that, Itsu.
Yeah, the Eagle targeting those healers it's like the worst nightmare for every single Queen Charger. Like, it's feeling really frustrating, and you need to react so quick. You need to make sure that you're freezing that Eagle. Queen has to use her ability, but those healers do not make it that far anymore. The Dragon Rider started as well, Woody, and they are engaging into the core of this base.
Yeah, that ability got forced out in a pretty terrifying, awkward spot. Oh no! Air bombs right next to the Town Hall knock apart the healers, and that Archer Queen's charge has ended. Main stage of the attack now is going to be those Dragon Riders up top, but oh, they're so seeking air mines like they have a magnet in their butts. I Am Green onto the last compartment now, where he'll finally get to face off against that horrible, terrifying Eagle Artillery. Drop the bomb and it goes down. Not much left to defend, but it has been a difficult romp here. I Am Green ready to get that shot off, and there will be no more defenses left. It's all up to cleanup, but does he have enough time? 30 seconds remain, Itsu.
This is going to be so close. He knows it. He knows it. He has to wait. He's right now trying to somehow see if this is going to be enough, but at this point it looks like it's going to be so close. The minions are working. The Headhunter even is trying to support those Dragon Riders. Everything is trying to somehow make that work. But right now, time is ticking a little bit too fast, Woody, it seems like. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2...
Race to the finish! Get that firepower out! Drop the bomb now! No! I Am Green gets the 2-star 98%, and if you are a team member of TorillaTavataan, you are just gonna breathe a sigh of relief because you barely eked out with your life still on the line. Behind, but not yet eliminated. They've got one more shot on offense to try to put this thing back in the win column. A victory here and a solid defense against Inquisition could still mean that the Finnish team advances, Itsu.
That's right. With this defense, they have the chance. But now we see the next attack is going to be another Inferno Dragon and Dragon Rider attack. But so far, they've done a good job of predicting those blimps. I feel like if they don't reach the Town Hall, it is not that easy. So let's see where those heroes are going to be sent in. He has no wall breaker with him. So where is he going to send those heroes? Normally we always saw the hero part into the Eagle, but this time around though, I'm not sure if we're going to see the exact same thing. It seems like we are going to see the Inferno Dragons from the bottom right, and the heroes now walking up from the 3 o'clock side. So let's see how this opener works.
Usvi is a giant and well known for his Hydra attacks. Also a big fan of the Inferno Dragons, but wherever it comes from, it's always in the skies. Battle Blimp makes it to the Town Hall and will avoid that disaster scenario we saw earlier. Popping out with some dragons and balloons in the Dragon Rider that will get the first star. He's pathing through the center of the base now, but there are a lot of scary defenses, multi-target Infernos, enemy super minions firing away. That gets the drop of the poison spell to try to make it through. Heal spell is down now to try to get them topped back off, but those balloons are having a rough time of it. Dragon Rider's still up, but they're spreading out, and the Grand Warden is not protecting the ones up top, Hitsu.
Yeah, but the Queen is yet again staying alive, and that's the important thing. Keeping her alive is the key thing. We have the Royal Gem at the top side with that Inferno Dragon, and we have, like, just the King is going down so quick. Another Inferno Dragon in the core, taking down another Inferno Tower, and now everything relies again on those heroes. Can they make it?
Wow.
It looks good.
And those 2 rocket loons to finish off the final air defense too. Really good support for these Inferno Dragons. They are so well positioned, spread out and surrounding the last remaining defenses. Usvi has done it! TorillaTavataan have 13 stars, and they put the pressure back on to Inquisition, who were looking great to advance, but all of a sudden now have a difficult run ahead of them. 3 stars does guarantee advancement, but short of that, they will have to push that percentage awfully high to contend with TorillaTavataan.
Yeah, they really need to go all out now. A high percentage 2-star or 3-star. They need that to get into the next round. We already said it. Do or die for those 2 teams. Like, they're going to win, getting to the next round, having another chance. If they're going to lose, they're dropping out of this qualifier. And we have the last attacker coming in for Inquisition. It's Vendetta with the Queen George Dragon Riders. One of the most favorite attack strategies for a lot of pro players. Question though is, can he make that work against this base of TorillaTavataan?
2-star and 92% to win it for Vendetta. I gotta say though, if you're a defender for TorillaTavataan, this is not the guy that you want to see marching up against your base last. Out of all 5 attackers from Inquisition, Vendetta is the only one with a perfect record so far. 3 for 3 attacks, and boy does he have a lot of versatility. He's brought Queen Charge Dragon Riders, he's brought Pegasmash, he's brought Blizzard Lalo. There is not a single base that can keep him away. But with this Queen Charge starting off in the top corner, doesn't go for the Town Hall. Was that in the plan, Itsu, or is this going a little bit weird to start off?
This is I want to say, a normal approach on Legend bases, and this has a really similar setup as those Legend bases. So what you're doing, you're walking around that Town Hall, and then you're sending in your King for that Town Hall to make sure that you're saving your Siege Machine. But we saw it quite a few times. Yep, exactly what's happening right now, that those pros are using a Blimp or a Warraker, for example, to take down the Town Hall. He's now investing a Rage to maybe even take down the Expo. Question though is this Expo going down? Yes, it is, with that Rage, and that is really important news because this Grown Expo was non-stop on his Queen.
He's thrown a lot of spells and spent so much time, but we know how quickly these Dragon Riders can swarm through a base. 39% damage dealt in 1 minute and 18 seconds left to finish this thing off. He's deployed the main phase of the army now, just holding on to those headhunters to help deal with that Royal Champion on the backside. Multi-target Infernos in the center are engaging the enemy forces. Eternal Tome to protect, and an Eagle Artillery firing away its best, but it's not going to be here long. Single target Inferno in that top middle compartment is going to be difficult for the heroes, but if troops can path toward it, they ought to be able to swarm and finish it off, Itsu.
Yeah, and now the Queen is getting targeted by that single Inferno Tower, and we have this back-end Royal Champion, back-end Scatter Shot. I don't know if that's looking good. He has a couple of spells to maybe support his Dragon Riders. The Queen, with her ability, got through the wall, taking down the single Inferno Tower. The Royal Champion staying alive right now is the key. We are talking about the Royal Champion. We are talking about those heroes. They are so strong. Royal Champion ability has to be used. The Queen on the back end, and time is ticking. But I think, Woody, this is looking good for Inquisition.
He's got it! 2 stars and 92% to win it! Inquisition have defeated TorillaTavataan and will be moving on through the lower bracket. A tight finish here, but 3 stars is within his grasp, and Vendetta will maintain his perfect record in the 4th season of the Clash of Clans World Championship 2021.
Congrats to Inquisition, but as well a huge shout out to TorillaTavataan. They came into this tournament as a huge underdog and they were smashing bases left and right. So really, really nicely done to them, obviously. Inquisition is going to move into the next round and they have to wait for the winner of that next match to see who they have to face. But, well, this match, Woody, was pretty incredible.
This was a great match. Really high scoring performances from both squads. 14-13 scoreline echoes what we saw yesterday. And really, I think they gave it their all, you know? So you can't prevent every mistake from happening. You can't predict where every trap is going to be. I think that they can both go home happy with their performance in this war. But the question will remain, does Inquisition get a chance to go to the ticket match at the end of the day? Or like you said, will they find their opponents next up? Too much to handle.
That's the big question, but I think we should invite Judo because I think we prepared one of those attacks which we have just seen. So Judo, which of those OP attacks did you choose?
I think everyone can guess which one it was. My favorite, the Sui Lalo by Lu. He really is a master at doing this, but how does he make it look so easy? He always tends to dive in towards the town hall, and this is pretty obvious. You can take that out with the Queen, and you don't have to deal with the Giga Poison with your Lalo. But also notice the King and Royal Champion. In combination, they take down one of the defending heroes, which is huge. Also taking a scatter shot and multi. By taking one of the defending heroes, it really does mean that you don't have to worry as much about it. But we have that beautiful pathing always needed for Lavaloon now as well. He can slowly just edge in from different angles. But the thing I like about the attacks by Lu, we've seen him do this yesterday, is he always tends to use an Ice Hound. And I think that is fantastic because it's a little bit different. And if you can angle it to a defending hero next to the air defense, you can freeze that hero, anything around it, and we all know just how strong Lavaloon can be when it is done correctly. Beautiful job here, swagging things in the end, and it really was the turning point in this war. Just wanted to highlight that one again, Itsu.
Yeah, it was a truly impressive attack, and it always looks so easy, I feel like, when those pros are doing those Lado attacks. So it's always cool to watch someone still using this technique, and well, Woody, that was pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, the fact that it looks easy means that we need guys like Judo Sloth all the more to break those attacks down and show us how it actually performs. But Judo, I know you already took a look at bases on offense. Is there one on defense that really stood out to you as well?
I think the one that stood out was the one that Itsu really explained, how we tend to see, it was this one in fact, where TorillaTavataan, they dive their heroes into the Eagle, send the dragons down the other side. You can see all of the giant bombs there now, actually. Really important, he took that golem. But actually, it really did pay off in terms of the tornado trap. We've seen how important it was, and it just shows how the trap placement can make or break the attacks, Itsu.
Yeah, just seeing, I mean, the trap picture pretty much showed how, like, they predicted this attack 100%. Like, they exactly knew where the heroes would come in. They knew where the dragons come in, and they exactly knew the angle of their blitz. So really, really nice scouting. I feel like this is something which a lot of people underestimate in Clash of Clans. Defense is a really important part of this game, and having people who are scouting your opponents and figuring out things like this, so you can predict, you can bait an opponent, is the key thing, I feel like. So this is awesome to watch, to see base like this defending.
Yeah, definitely. And again, that was the turning point in the war, getting that defense, then the attack. It really was what shifted the balance of that and gave Inquisition the win. But thank you so much for your analysis in that one as well, Itsu. We will be progressing to the next war, myself and Woody. This is the matchup, though. JX Tiger and NY Amazing, the number 1 and 2 seed. Whoever wins this one will guarantee themselves a ticket, whether it's golden or silver, as they will move through to the final.
Judo, this is our last undefeated showdown of the month. These two teams coming in from the upper bracket will have that dominant spot in the finals, a spot that is so highly coveted because you get 2 chances to get the golden ticket. If you're in the upper bracket, that double elimination really favors you till the end. So that's something that will be close on the minds of our next 2 teams.
Excellent point. And we've actually seen in the previous 3 seasons that has been the case. The team that go through to the top have ended up winning. But I think we should take a look at the community prediction. We asked for this at the very start of the stream, and let's find out. It's actually NY Amazing with 62% of the votes, Woody. That is quite the prediction, given they are the number 2 seed moving into this matchup.
Right, you are. Yeah, they've kind of tipped the scales on that community vote. I'm overwatching on Twitch, though, where JX Tiger holds a slim majority, so I don't think that it's necessarily quite so decisive one way or the other. You know, NY Amazing, I think, had some better stats coming into the tournament with a 14-star average and an average destruction that was just blowing the other team out of the water. They certainly got a lot of fans and impressed yesterday, but same could be said for their opponents. Undefeated up at the top, but only one of these 2 Chinese teams will be able to contend in the end. Only one can get the golden ticket to represent all of China. Will they be able to overcome this pressure?
That is the ultimate question. Perhaps the fact that NY Amazing have taken part in a previous qualifier is swaying the opinion of some of the community, but they will be finding out in this matchup. We see the lineup of JX Tiger as well. Comparable stats, I would say. Numerous of the players having 100% hit rate in the pre-qualifiers, and even the ones that didn't. You can see the average destruction, Rudy. It is very high, right up there into the 90s. So we know this is going to be a close matchup, given the fact that both of these teams won with 14 stars yesterday.
Yeah, fully 2 players from both teams with perfect records in the monthly pre-qualifier really indicates the offensive strength that they bring to bear. But the fact that we've only seen them each once in the upper bracket kind of leaves a big question mark in terms of their defenses. What will their bases look like? They haven't had to fight 15 battles already like the teams that we saw previously. Maybe they're holding on to something even trickier or more surprising. Well, either way, it's going to be light off with the first attack for NY Amazing. Yesterday, he used P.E.K.K.A. Smash to get a 3-star hit against Inquisition, and he's bringing the P.E.K.K.A. Smash back once again with a Warden Walk. Slow but effective start for this hit.
Yeah, I find it interesting because Light tends to use the P.E.K.K.A. Smash, and yet he is a base builder for NY Amazing, and he said specifically that he tries to defend air. So it's really interesting that he then uses ground attacks himself. That Grand Warden Walk, getting a good start on the right-hand side of the base, just helping that funnel, now drawing across as all of the P.E.K.K.A. are deployed. They will be able to get that Eagle Artillery down pretty quickly, and you can notice 2 jump spells would give him access all of the way up towards that Town Hall.
Big entry point here and a great positioning for that Grand Warden, catching nearly all of the troops with that Eternal Tome. Fantastic invincible protection on the interior, but that's a really tiny compartment to have to pass through. 3 spells are dropping left and right, and he can't keep these units corralled, but they are still going in for maximum effect as best they can. Slow down a tad from that enemy CC, but they are hopping over walls and trying to make it to those key targets. That single target Inferno burning through, and he's just trying to make sure that no heroes get locked on. Archer Queen will be able to pop it down next, and the attack from Light is looking great.
It certainly is, with that Queen ability left over and the Royal Champion ability. We have seen numerous examples of how important it is to have those heroes up at the end and even have the abilities. The fact that he has a freeze spell for these final defenses is even better. With a minute left, Woody, you can see the Seeking Shield pinging through the defenses. Royal Champion will target the multi-target Inferno whilst everything else can surround the rest of the buildings. And overwhelming 3-star to kick this one off for the fan favorites, N.Y Amazing.
Light was a participant last year in 2020 Worlds qualifiers, and he has really shown up again this year with another fantastic performance. Has a lot of fans out there in the Chinese community, and they're going to be cheering him on for that 3-star success to start things out. N.Y Amazing might be the number 2 seeded team, but going first and getting that crucial hit off can set a strong tone for the rest of the war.
They might be the number 2 seed, but they did have the higher stats in the pre-qualifier. They also have a very experienced roster. Their team captain, Su, was actually the captain of Nishang Dance last year, and that, well, explains itself. They were so impressive. Devastation for them in the grand final, but we will see how they have regrouped with N.Y Amazing. We have Vic of JX Tiger, though. He did use the P.E.K.K.A. Smash yesterday, and he did get the 3-star with it, showing the favoritism of this attack strategy within the Chinese community.
Vic also answered our player questionnaire before the matches began, saying that he really looks forward to competing against his good friends on N.Y Amazing. Will he be able to outwit them, or will he fall short? Another P.E.K.K.A. Smash strat really showing that the metagame has been segmented by region. Chinese players really strongly preferring these ground-based attacks despite the European teams more favoring aerial assaults.
How will that impact if any of these teams, or the losing team, will face Inquisition, being a German-based team? But looking at this attack, we do know that the Grand Warden Walk tends to be a little bit slow to start off, but it sets up a very nice funnel. The interesting thing about this is there's always slight variations in the P.E.K.K.A. Smash. Sometimes we see the Battle Blimp moving across to the Town Hall, depending on the entry. Other times we see the Log Launcher, as in this situation, and it means he doesn't have to use as many jump spells, just one jump in order to guarantee access to the Town Hall, so he can maximize on rage spells, Woody, as he's getting through the main damage area of the base right now, the core, and in towards that Town Hall compartment.
I love this log! Rage spells stacked up on top of this whole clump as they pass through so many compartments of the base, and the last jump spell is out. He even got into that right side compartment with his heroes and cracking into the left side now with the Royal Champion. This is the perfect squeeze. The big Papa Bear hug. He is shaking straight to the core and gonna take down this Town Hall very next. 1 minute for cleanup on the outer edges to try to get all the way up to the 3rd star. But I just love the attack strategy, the planning for this hit. Really well done job for Vic.
Wow, he has made this look easy. And despite the P.E.K.K.A. going down to the Giga Poison, the fact that the Town Hall was the last defense, or one of the last defenses anyway, means that it really doesn't matter. He's got the heroes left over, particularly that Royal Champion sideswiping the base to finish things off. And then it's all down to cleanup with 30 seconds remaining. It will be another 3-star in this war. Exactly what we expected in this epic show match. No one cracking under the pressure on the first attacks, but still plenty more to go, Woody.
Quick hits and no wasting time with swag abilities or spells. They know that the tiebreaker going down to total attack time is something that weighs in the back of their mind. Vic from JX Tiger will hold pace against N.Y Amazing. This head-to-head match for a spot in the finals is getting even hotter, Judo.
It certainly is. The fact that they guarantee either a golden or silver ticket must mean a huge amount for them. And the fact that they know, like you said, they could lose one of the matches in that grand final due to the double elimination is just a massive factor. So We'll find out what happens now, but interestingly, switching it up to the skies for this one, the Hydra attack, very much what we have seen in that previous matchup. An early Grand Warden ability with the double rage is typically what we see to push the balloons forward ahead of the dragons, try and pick off any of the Seeking Air Mines as they are brilliantly in the center of the base, and just assure that you get everything within that ability.
This is the same attack strategy that Neon brought yesterday. He is one of the attackers with a 100% hit rate for the monthly plea qualifiers, and boy, is he gonna keep pace in this August month. He's gonna encounter that tornado trap with the battle blimp right next to the town hall, though. Not gonna lose a whole lot of momentum from it. Keeps his dragons and balloons on pace right there in the bottom side. He did lose that Grand Warden, though, and that Life Ore can be really helpful pathing through the back end of this base. Neon has lost a big leg up, but with dragons able to fly over those walls, he might yet be able to get the triple here after all. Still a big air defense in the right side corner and that multi defending in the top right. There's more than I would typically like to see, but in his favor, he's holding on to 3 hero abilities and a free spell to add on.
He also has the poison in order to slow down the enemy king, which is going to be a huge factor. The heroes battling the defending heroes is such a tough task for you, but the fact that he can use the spells in order to help, and he's got so many of them to just surround the Barbarian King, even has the dragons left over, means this is all but guaranteed at this point. We're just waiting of the result to come in, but it is another 3-star for N.Y Amazing, keeping the triples going, and it's back to JX Tiger to put on their show. Both of these clans know each other within the Chinese community, so it really is a battle of the top. Who is going to be the first one that can defend with one of their bases?
Bit of a Pyrrhic victory for the Barbarian tribe there. The king going down and about a dozen of them getting jettisoned off by a spring trap. But Neon knows that the archer does not lament the loss of any arrow. Sending full force at that base, gets that 3-star and will pack it up to go home. Successful. Return trip now for Jia. Tiger will be trying to hold on with another 3-star. That's what they need to keep it going against N.Y Amazing. And they have once again brought the log launcher. Judo?
Really interesting to see this alongside the Queen Charge. When the log launcher was first released, I did think we would see it used alongside Queen Charges, particularly lengthy Queen Charges, in order to help get her access into the base and potentially even further on. But the fact that he's entering in the Town Hall section does make me question where he's going to use it. Maybe just to snipe off the Eagle Artillery compartment, for example. We will have to wait and see that. Now, the thing I find interesting is he only started playing in 2018, Woody. Often we see veterans within Clash of Clans, but it just shows you only need a couple of years of playing, and if you really work hard, you can get to this stage.
Yeah, we love making new friends. We'll keep the old, but Jia is ready just the same as the rest of them. And hey, as soon as you get up into Legend League and you're practicing 8 hours a day like some of these guys do, you are really quickly going to develop the skills necessary to get the victory. Every metagame is different, and as the new Town Hall has come out, there are lots of new strategies to learn and master. Jia is certainly among those who have mastered this Queen Charge Dragon Rider strike, having picked up the 3-star yesterday against TorillaTavataan using it, and will have a great spread going straight through that top down to the bottom left side for that counterclockwise push. A couple of Seeking Air Mines popping off against these Dragon Riders and some Skelly Traps triggering for an air defense as well. Not giving him an easy time here, are they, Judo?
Certainly not, but he is getting through this base pretty well. Switch to the battle blimp, which has worked out perfectly to just pick off that 9 o'clock area. Has the Archer Queen distracted over there, so the Royal Champion can sweep in and just throw her shield into the back, take her down with the Queen ability left over. It is again going to be the 3-star. He has lots of minions around, doesn't have to worry about time, and it is really interesting to me that we've had 2 attacks ground, 2 attacks air. It's tough for the players to predict what is coming and how to defend that. It's almost the polar opposite of the last war, where we were almost waiting of the bait for a specific strategy. if teams are mixing it up, it's so much more difficult.
Well, perfect wars so far from both NY Amazing and JX Tiger. This is starting to be the point, though, where teams will start to slip and falter. Both JX Tiger and NY Amazing took a miss in the mid-war yesterday with a 2-star on their 3rd or 4th attack. So this is where things start to really get dicey. The players who are most confident typically going in first and getting those hits off to begin with, giving a little bit more time for the more tricky bases for later hits. But with the mid-war now, we are going to see Sue attacking next. You gave a shout out to him earlier as a former captain of Nishang Dance, and he will be bringing a tried and true tested strategy, the Queen Charge Dragon Riders, starting in from the top corner here with easy access to the Town Hall. Oh, Tesla Trap popping up, though. Is that going to give him any pause? No, I think he's got a pretty good handle on it.
Yeah, I think he's going to be pretty happy with that, actually, just to get it out of the way really early on. He did use the Queen Charge into Hybrid yesterday. It was actually one of my favorite attacks, even though he didn't 3-star, because he lost his Queen right at the start and fixed it with the Grand Warden to the Town Hall. It was actually a genius recovery, but he is entering well away from the clan castle on this one, meaning that he has a little bit of time to assure his Queen gets extra value before she engages any of the troops. And again, this is what we have been seeing a little bit, starting the Queen walk up by the Town Hall, just strip apart some of the defenses and buildings in front of the Town Hall and walk the Queen around to the adjacent compartment.
Dueling Queens on the right corner gets a free spell out from Sue to keep his healthy. He also adds on an additional rage to keep those healers on task. She will pop in against that multi-target Inferno, and can she take it down before she engages the CC troops? No. Yes, actually she does. All right, we'll retarget now onto that Lava Hound, and with a poison to help her out, those headhunters are not going to be the end of her run.
Looking beautiful here. Just using the wall wrecker to be relatively safe getting into that Town Hall. But look at this. The Barbarian King has gone across there. What is in that clan castle? Presumably sneaky goblins, so they will just ignore the Barbarian King, get the Town Hall. And I love how he has crafted a path for his Archer Queen to get right into the middle. The fact that he started the Dragon Riders this early as well means that they can help to just force the Queen into that central compartment where the scatter shot is.
I don't know what you mean by early, Judo. This is feeling pretty late to me, and I'm starting to get a little bit worried about a time fail here now. He's got a minute left, and he's only passed through half the base. I will say he's still got a solid shot here, but I like to see an early drop with that main army by the 1 minute mark. Sue is going to be cutting it close here toward the end. He still has a lot of offensive capabilities left to leverage here with this base, cracking into that left side compartment with that Yak. Dragon Rider is going to be able to knock down a few more key targets there. Free spell is out to support this royal champion. And an invisibility as well. Needs to get maximum value for her. A second one to keep her topped off and healthy before she pops that shield out. Going to knock down a few more for that cleanup to commence. 28 seconds left to finish it off. It's looking good.
It certainly does. With that Queen ability, he can pop that to help her get through any of the walls. Royal Champion will be taking down those defenses. He does cut it relatively fine on time, to be honest with you, but he has got this in the bag, sending those Dragon Riders to keep the Queen charging through the middle. Actually building at the other side of the base.
No
a Tesla!
way.
Oh my goodness! Is that the clutch
way.
play? Wow! The final second, the Town Hall 7 strategy nearly paid off at the highest level of Clash of Clans.
I was getting ready to call that the triple after the cleanup looking great, but as soon as those troops started pathing toward the right side corner, I was like, are they going to be able to reach it there in time? No haste or rage to throw on to try to help him out. So it was a race against the clock, and that came down to the final second, a 2 minute and 59 second hit. But hey, a triple's a triple, and they are going to stay on the board in this race. Slow strike, though. At what point do we start talking about the total time spent in the attack as a potential tiebreaker?
Well, I think the teams always have to go safe. They just have to go for the 3 stars and have confidence in their bases. But we do see when wars come down to the time, so it should factor in the minds of the players a little bit. We've still got half of the war to go, so there's still plenty of opportunity. But with the talent of these players, it's not out of the realms of possibility, shall we say that? And that could be a factor, given that we've seen some quicker attacks from JX Tiger.
Early dive by Ren here in the bottom is going to talk some sense into that Town Hall. Gets the CC pull as well, and that is not going to leave any work for the Siege Machine to try to take that out. Still holding onto that Stone Slammer instead for the backside of this Sui La Lone charge. King Ren managed to get the 3-star yesterday with Dragon Riders, so no stranger to the skies, but mixing it up with a lot of different spells to help out this time. Rages, Haste, Skellies, and those freeze spells as well. Brought 2 poison spells to handle the heroes and the CC within as well there, Judah.
Yeah, just not sure what's going to be inside there in terms of whether it's the super minions, the headhunters. You can always use that poison onto the defending heroes as well, depending on your entry point. So, you know, it could have used other spells, but some people do prefer to go with the double poison. However, entering the lava loon directly in towards the eagle compartment, always a good choice. Get that down early on. It can really do damage onto a group of balloons. And you see the delayed lava loon deployment to the left-hand side. Doesn't have to worry too much about pathing over there. The big group of balloons will merge down, but it means everything can start attacking this final area together to maximize the damage per second.
Big path toward the back end, and that is not what you want to see if you are an archer atop that tower. Still some additional loons to jump. He's holding on to 5 more balloons, Judo. What an impressive overkill by Kyung Ren, and this is really going to set the stage well for JX Tiger going into the end. He is clearly very happy, all smiles around, as he has plenty of time to kick back, relax, and celebrate another 3-star strike in what is shaping up to be an extremely offensive war for both of these teams. Perfect hits from all 3 of them so far.
Certainly is. I would have liked to have seen those balloons come in a little bit quicker as we start talking about time. They are getting the 3 stars despite JX Tiger being arguably pretty comfortably in the lead on time, and the more the war goes on, it's obviously even more difficult to catch up. You never know when that 1 second might matter. One thing I was going to mention though is that is where Lava Loon gives you a little bit more flexibility. If there was a Tesla popped in the corner as per that previous attack, you can adapt, have someone on voice tell you about that Tesla. But with the Dragon Riders, once you've committed everything, you cannot change the plan. However, it's back to N.Y Amazing, GYY. He is one of the players that was part of that Nishang dance squad we mentioned last season. So let's see whether his experience can carry him through.
Yeah, that sneaky Tesla, kind of an interesting counter bait strategy. You expect no troops to be pathing over that corner, but to maybe walk around it before the 51% mark when they all pop up. Could be an interesting tactic to try to slow things down at the end of a hit and maybe preserve the time fail defense possibility. GYY will be the next attacker, and he did also get a triple yesterday. Blizzard Dragon Riders was his preferred attack strat, and with 7 of them this time, he is going to stay hard committed to his preferred approach.
Yeah, we've seen this coming into the meta a little bit more in terms of that big investment of Dragon Riders. I think when they were first released, we tended to just see the Queen Charge Dragon Riders. And whilst it still is more of the popular approach, we are tending to see the Sui Dragon Riders as well, just getting that value initially. And if you can send 7 Dragon Riders into the base, as long as there's no major defenses, you can get a good chunk of it down with your hero dive. There's just too many of them for the rest of the defenses to deal with, and you've got to say, he's doing a phenomenal job. We're on to 25%, carving that entire side, and the fact that he's doing a hero dive and only just starting to use hero abilities, he's still got some gas left over here, but time is ticking.
A couple of invisibility spells for that Royal Champion, and she knocks down her mirror match on the other side, as well as a scatter shot. GYY, as you noted, did start a little bit late with the main phase of this attack, but he did a great job with the stage 1 entry point. It's just a question of time now. Do not want to get to that position where we are getting down to the last second like that last hit, but Barbarian King having a bit of difficulty now in the Town Hall compartment up top, spinning around to the Tornado Trap. He will be able to knock it down for the first star there, but won't be having much to say after that.
A bit fortunate that the Barbarian King rotated right next to the Town Hall, so he could pop that off. and not have to worry about it. Notice he saved onto one Dragon Rider. That might have been able to come in clutch for the Town Hall. However, it can deal with a couple of the defenses at the top. Or I say a couple, it literally gets an Archer Tower. So he will be questioning that decision. Still a little bit more room for him to go here, but everything's stalling out, and the central single is really taking everything out here. It is a major defense for JX Tiger, not what was needed for NY Amazing, particularly since we have been seeing 3 stars non-stop.
Yeah, this is going to be tied with the lowest percentage strike from either of these two teams from yesterday. We saw a 2-star 80% from Yone, and GYY will come home with the same thing this time around. The 4th and 5th hits just get so difficult for these teams trying to crack into a base that just seems impossible to face off against. GYY does avoid that potentially terrible fail by missing the Town Hall, very judiciously holding on to that Dragon Rider and making sure that the King ability popped off right when that Tornado Trap was going to allow him to still get maximum value, taking down that 1st star. The 2nd one claimed will get their total up, but this is now an opening for their opponents. JX Tiger have the chance to pull ahead.
They have to watch that replay back, but I wouldn't have thought he wanted his Archer Queen to move down to the southern area of the base like that. I'm pretty sure he would have wanted her maybe even up towards the Town Hall by the King, so I'll be interested to have a little bit of a rewatch of that one. However, moving to the next attack, it is the Zap Lalo, and I always like when we start the attack and use the lightning spells at a different stage, particularly when we are talking about time. It is helpful, but also it just means that you can get the attack rolling a little bit more, and there you see it. Lightning spells for that central multi. Queen gets the Town Hall, doesn't quite get the single target Inferno, but still pretty good value so far.
Oh yeah, she also knocked out an air defense, and with this King taking out another air defense in the top compartment, as well as 4 ground expos in this base, Jonah might have just picked the perfect target to attack with this Laloon strike. Bringing in a Stone Slammer as well, did not have to commit a Battle Blimp to the Town Hall. He is looking very confident on this initial entry point. We'll be able to get down that Eagle Artillery and an air defense, and knocking apart a Wizard Tower distracted by that Lava Hound. This entry is beautiful, Judo.
It certainly is. It looks so clean when you see a lava loon like this, doesn't it? With all of the balloons moving around, now uses that Ground Warden ability. Presumably there's some headhunters. Yes, there is. Onto that RC, so she will go down. He uses the haste over to the Stone Slammer. Can he get that single target Inferno? That would be pretty huge to help the Dragon Rider over there. But honestly, at this stage in the attack, there are so many balloons left over. There is not a lot that can go wrong. Yone, there was the only player not to get the 3-star for JX Tiger yesterday, so the fact that he has done it so convincingly today has to be a huge momentum boost for them, as it looks very good moving into the final attack of this war. It could be within their grasp, getting to the grand final. Like I said, building their confidence to win it all, Woody.
Oh yeah, there's grabbing 3 stars, and then there's the pickup strike after your opponents miss a 2-star hit, after you managed to just get 2 stars yourself yesterday. When you get the triple, that is just the biggest swing in emotions that you can have in a Clash of Clans World Championship event. Yone has now claimed that spot as one of the few people on Earth who know what that feels like. And I gotta say, he has gotta be proud of that last hit with a couple of free spells still left to use. An overwhelming performance with a beautifully planned hit that was flawlessly executed.
Certainly what he was. He will be on cloud 9 right now, getting themselves prepared. It is within their grasp. The final attack by NY Amazing. They need a 3-star, and then they need to hope their base holds up. It is a big ask but everything rides on this attack. 3 stars to keep them in it. Now, he did use the Queen Charge Lava Loon yesterday. He did get the 3 stars with it. Looking to repeat that performance. So far, Queen walking down to this southern area is exactly where he wants her to go. An early rage spell definitely needed alongside that Grand Warden statue, but I'm not sure if he would have wanted to commit it that early. I guess the Archer Queen is there as well, so would have needed one, would have planned a spell in that area. So far, so good though, Woody.
Yeah, taking a bit of a proke and a prod out here on the left corner. This poor Queen is getting locked on by multiple Expos now, and it requires another rage spell to get top to back off. Finishes off an enemy air defense. Very crucial target for these Laloon strikes to knock that down early, as well as that enemy Archer Queen. Eagle Artillery still standing, and he needs to crack into that compartment if he wants to get a chance at easily knocking it down. Might use the Royal Champion for it instead if this Archer Queen winds up going down for the Town Hall first. Enemy single target Inferno gets the lock on her, and that's going to be a quick free spell to try to keep her safe. Another rage, triple firepower on this Queen Charge. But what is she going to do about the Eagle and the single now activated, Judo?
Oh, this is difficult because he's having to commit a lot of spells for the Queen Charge.
Oh
there is
goodness.
the Stone Slammer just sneaking in towards the Eagle, and then he can start the Lalo. But the difficult thing about committing this many spells is that you do not have them then for the Lava Loon. So he's really going to have to hope he gets big value. However, the Royal Champion moving in alongside the Stone Slammer is actually helping out massively to get the multi. Decides to use a Rage in that area and the Grand Warden ability before even deploying the Lava Loon, Woody.
The one and only spell this Laloon gets in support is a skeleton around this scatter shot. Stab, stab, stabbing it down so that it can't cause any problems for these balloons popping up around in the sky. But I think he might just have done it. This Queen is going a little bit slow through the base, but she got maximum value. Super effective hit here from Shuai. And as long as they're able to collapse her along the right corner over there, these buildings are not going to be able to stand up long against the mighty aerial force. Shuai is happy with how this played out. 3 stars, and N.Y Amazing will finish this war with 14 total.
That is their victory. Oh, it's not. It's N.Y Amazing. What am I talking about? He's done all he can in order to keep the dream alive. He did such an impressive attack that it got me all mixed up. I wanted to say, I really love that, because whenever somebody does something totally not textbook, very creative, it gets me excited. The fact that he sent the Royal Champion in alongside the Grand Warden is something that you never tend to see with a Lava Loon. Just sent her directly through the middle of the base. The pathing for it was incredible. He recognized that he didn't really need many spells for the Lava Loon, and this is it. This is the attack that could win it for JX Tiger. Interestingly going with the Super Witches though, Woody.
Zaps through that left side compartment early on, and with the Earthquake as well, will knock down a couple of key defenses, including a single target Inferno. Must have picked that out as a potential problem for this Queen Charge in that corner. Super Witches, the first time that we have seen them today, and certainly not a popular attack strat from the previous day either. All ground offense from Mock, the last one to try to finish it off. He needs a 2-star and 81% to find victory. Super Witches historically have gone a little bit slower, and so that's a good reason to get them dropped nice and fast within the first 40 seconds, in fact, of this attack. Mock has got a big army building up in the bottom corner and 2 jump spells to hop over the compartments on the inside, relatively wide open. He's going to be taking a lot of splash damage early on from that Eagle Artillery, but if he can path through there and finish that off as well as an enemy Archer Queen, he is going to be on a path to glory. Doesn't need the 3 stars, just the 2 and 81%. I think he's got it, Judo.
It looks very good, doesn't it? He still has all of those Super Witches alive in the center of the base. Oh, well, one of them actually on the outside of the base, but normally when something goes massively wrong with the Super Witches is when they all go to the outside of the base. And the fact that he has them with the healers in the middle, it does look good. Sometimes the Super Witches can result in a lower percentage if it goes wrong, but so far so good with everything in the middle. He has so much tanking from those Super Witches. They are going to go all day long. Still has the Queen ability and a freeze. It does look good for him as the percentage is clocking up. We are right there say 80%. There is the 81. JX Tiger getting the victory, but can he finish off with a 3 stars? Still looking like it could happen, but everything is starting to fade out.
Yeah, there's not many troops left, but that's the story all along for Super Witches. They summon big boys out in front, and they cause massive chaos. Right now, Mock is cleared for the triple with 45 seconds left to clean up. He's going to have to hop over a lot of walls to get it done. Either way, though, this 2-star in the high 80 percentage will be enough for advancement by JX Tiger. Big boys will run amok. And I think that is going to be a good attack in the end. Multi-target Inferno defending will deny the triple, it seems. But he got just far enough to wipe the sweat off his brow and to start to plan now for the grand finals, Judo.
Absolutely. He got a little bit unfortunate that the Archer Queen was locked on rather than one of the Super Witches or even the big boys. If the Archer Queen had have stayed alive, I think he would have got the 3-star here, but he did what was needed. The 2-star, 81% was all required. JX Tiger moving to the grand final, winning on the percentage, and that means they guarantee at least the silver ticket. It is going to be N.Y Amazing versus Inquisition to see who will be joining them in that final.
Just ever so short of the perfect war, only the one that we've seen so far this month from TorillaTavataan. N.Y Amazing are going to be sent down to the lower bracket where they will have to face off against our previous opponent, Inquisition, having picked up the win over TorillaTavataan. N.Y Amazing already faced off against Inquisition, so this shapes up to be an interesting rematch between these two top-ranked teams, Judo.
It certainly does. Imagine if they had have got the perfect war there. The mind game that would have potentially had in the final. But I think we should invite our good friend Corbin in order to help break down one of those attacks. What have you got for us, buddy?
Oh, we've got a fantastic one here, which is going to be so much value just with the heroes came in from JX Tiger. So what we want to keep our eye on is look at this multi-target Inferno in the middle. To think about, his Royal Champion as heroes will be able to take this down. So let's keep our eye on how much value he's able to get. He does also have 2 poison spells, potentially for a super minion CC, and that is what comes out. If there was a Lava Hound, it could have done so much work. But the Queen is responsible for charging her way in towards the Town Hall right here, while the King is going to go for the Scatter Shot. But then now the Royal Champion is going to help assist and move her way through. And here comes this double poison spell right here for the super minions that are going to come out of this clan castle. And what you want to keep your eye on, that is exactly why. So helps takes that down. If there was a Lava Hound, it would have really stalled up that Royal Champion. But there's the freeze. She's moving her way straight into here and then even gets her way straight towards that multi-target Inferno. Because at this point, yes, there is one sweeper that is pointing over the kind of the Queen to the left side. But the reason why he's going to come in from the top side is strictly because of that Eagle artillery that is up there. You want to take that down as quick as possible. And that inside of this Stone Slammer, you're going to have your dragon, anything like that, even paired up with a rage spell to get your way through. But notice he also has a skeleton spell just in case a headhunter that he tries to potentially send or the dragon doesn't lock onto the Queen. The skeleton can do exactly that. But since the hero's got so much value, it just sets up a perfect pathing for his Lalo to fly his way straight across and get all of that value. And that's why he had so many troops up, because the heroes took out almost half of the base of defenses to get that triple and have JX Tiger be advancing to the finals. And remember, it is double elimination, so N.Y Amazing still have an opportunity to try to get that rematch. But Judo, we saw the offensive side. We're going to have to take a look at the defensive side as well.
We certainly are. And I want to ask Corbin, maybe you've seen when this Sui attack came in, was it a fact that the hero did walk in the wrong direction in terms of the Queen? Because he really just missed the center of the base and it seemed like it all went south.
Yeah, it really comes down to obviously getting that into the core like you try to do, but if if you're not able to do that, then you're going to have to adjust on the fly. And the queen walking the complete wrong way is what did that. The king he sent the king to the top side, was able to secure it, but not able to grab the town hall and more value around it. And you even mentioned during the actual live war, he sent a dragon rider to the top side, but it got picked off and only got one archer tower. But the traps up around and the tassels by the town hall really stalled that one up, Judo.
Yeah, they certainly did. And I really liked, actually, that he had the multi and the single target Infernos in the center of the base. Ended up working really well since the attack did go a little bit south. So interesting to see that setup with both of them in the center. It's not that we always have that, but I think we will be moving to a different section now, Woody, and have a special guest.
Right, you are, Judo. We'll keep Corbin Finn around and invite Lady B. Please come in and join us for our special guest segment. Lady B is the official streamer for alternate attacks, as well as the host of Clash Me Anything, which you can check out on the official Clash of Clans YouTube channel. Welcome, Lady B. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Great to be back, and great to watch these incredible wars that we've had this weekend.
They have really been stunning and very impressive. So as we approach the finals for this monthly qualifier, the fourth one, what do you think about the most prevalent play styles for both offense and defense? How's the metagame shaping up for you? What stands out, Lady B?
You know, I would normally say that defense is tough, but we are starting to see, I would say in the past week or so, some more defenses coming through, more teams paying attention to how to bait, which we actually got to see today, which was very exciting for Inquisition, who was able to hold off some of the prevalent strategy you get to see with those drag riders. And that is what we were seeing a lot of. We're seeing the queen charge drag rider right now in the meta. The high hit points of this particular unit make it easily accessible. And if you're really well versed in queen charge, it's a pretty easy strategy to get used to. You just have to be mindful of some of these tornado traps that are really cropping up in just the right places for certain teams, including Inquisition. But we're also seeing some tribrids in the mix as well, which, you know, that's also using these drag riders, the high hit points of the dragons, and of course, a favorite is the Inferno drags. But, you know, it's nice to see some of the ground in the mix. We have gotten to see some hybrid, just maybe not as much as I would often like to say.
Very well said, and a big reason why I made Queen Charge Hybrid one of the attacks that I wanted to learn with this new Town Hall, upgrading those Dragon Riders right off the bat. We've also welcomed back Itsu, who's going to be joining us for this special guest segment, and even though we want to hear mostly from Lady B, we do want to toss over to our other friends and get their feedback as well. Itsu, what do you think about the development of the metagame?
Yeah, I think at the moment it's super important that you're versatile. You're not only concentrating on one strategy, because this makes it right now really hard for the defending, for the base builders in general, to defend against this. Because we saw a couple of times today how you can bait air, but if the other team is playing queen charges as well, P.E.K.K.A smash maybe as well, so it's really hard to bait like a specific strategy. I feel like this is the big difference between the best teams and the best teams, because we can see the versatile strategy usage of them, and I feel like this is the key right now if you want to be at the top.
How about you, Corbin Finn? Thoughts on the current meta?
I think it is heavily favored to the air side. And I mean, air with Lalo being part of the meta, but it's really shifted over to the dragons and the dragon riders. But I'm always a fan to see those defenses. We saw that bait earlier with a bunch of red air bombs and a tornado trap try to stop that blimp. So I'm really a fan of trying to improve the defenses and trying to see if you can try to fall and kind of get your opponent to get into those traps.
Certainly agree with you on the strength of the aerial attacks in the current meta, but I was surprised and impressed by the Chinese teams bringing predominantly ground-based strategies, P.E.K.K.A smash, and even super witches on occasion to shake things up a little bit. All right, second question. I want to go back to Lady B. Among all the teams that have advanced this year in the Clash of Clans World Championship, which one would you say has impressed you the most with their performance?
Of all the ones that have come through, I mean, we've seen a huge variety of teams coming to the mix, considering we haven't seen one similar team throughout the World Championship qualifiers so far. So, you know, I think what's been most impressive is seeing teams like Torilla today, and even GH Rest last month coming through. They are known in the competitive community, but this is the first time they've had these opportunities presented to themselves. And I'm really impressed to see how they're handling the pressure and really going toe to toe against some of these, quote unquote, top teams that we see always in these lineups.
Newcomers may be seen as underdogs, but they can throw away that reputation in a lightning-fast attack. And we've seen quite a few new players, including one just from that last war, only playing for a couple of years, but already at the World Finals spot. Itsu, I'll throw the same question to you. Among the teams that have advanced so far this year, which one is standing out to you?
I think it's super cool to see like the new team with JX Tiger being in this qualifier really at the top, and we see how good they are. Like, they're putting up an incredible performance, showcasing how good they are. So I'm really happy for them that they were finally able to push through the pre-qualifier and made it into this qualifier stage. So I'm really looking forward to see if they can maybe even make it today, like in a one-time goal, just like getting one to the qualifiers and making maybe the golden ticket. Let's see how the next couple of matches are turning out, but seeing them as a newcomer in this year and seeing them now in the qualifier is really cool.
And Corbin, which team name is on the tip of your tongue?
Well, for me, seeing alternate attacks, obviously they already got that golden ticket, but it comes back to nowadays, we're seeing all of these almost perfect wars. It comes down to time, and alternate attacks, they haven't been known to be the faster attacker, so who knows? Yes, they did qualify first, unless they are going to try to speed up their attack strategies, coming in with some other things. We'll have to find out. But a team that maybe, who knows, if we'll end up seeing in a qualifiers could be a team like NGT Legends. They are phenomenal. They are so good. But hey, we'll maybe see them in the future. But there's still plenty of qualifiers to come, and so many more teams we're definitely going to be getting our eyes on.
Well said. Of course, the reigning world champions alternate attacks are always ones that we like to keep our eyes on. And if you saw them in the first month of the Clash of Clans World Championship, you might be wondering where they're at. Make sure to follow us over at COC Esports if you want to get news on community events where your favorites are still in the running, with lots of great wars left to go. All right, so that's it for the second question. The third one now, I want to get back to this month. We've got a couple more wars left before we are going to be finishing things off, but the ticket match is going to be coming up quite shortly. With our lower bracket going to be finalized soon, I wonder which of the two clans on the bottom do you expect to take the win next? And I'll start with you, Lady B.
Okay, so with the clans that you're talking about going into the Last Chance Qualifier,
for this month, yeah. Well, there's two more clans left, and we're kind of wondering which one do you think might have the best chance of moving on to the finals?
Oh, to the finals. Ooh, I hate doing this, because this is always going to put me in the predicament of having to...
N.Y Amazing and Inquisition. You have to pick one.
This is a tough one because I am impressed to see Inquisition coming in with the defenses. If they can try and hold that again, I think they were paying attention to what Torilla brought to the game. If they can do that, possibly. But N.Y Amazing, as you mentioned, they're a force to be reckoned with. So, but I'm going to go with Inquisition. I got to go with Inquisition here. I'm impressed to see the defenses coming through. That's what you want to see coming in, and they did it. They're paying attention. They're on their toes. So I'm going to go with Inquisition. No jinx.
All right. Inquisition and then maybe JX Tiger in the grand finals. Itsu, what do you think? Who will JX Tiger's next opponent be? Is it going to be NY Amazing or Inquisition?
I mean, first off, you know that you're talking to 3 Jinx Masters. So this is right now, I don't know if you want to get picked. So Inquisition already has a huge minus point, I feel like. So I would just go with NY Amazing just to make this even again.
All right. Well, I know you threw your hat over to MCES on the last round of Clash Me Anything. Maybe they'll have a shot at the Last Chance Qualifier as well. But real quick, Corbin, which team do you think is moving on?
I think it's going to be NY Amazing, but still Inquisition is deserved to be in. They're going to try to put up a fight, and it could go either way.
All right. Thanks very much. That's going to be it for the special guest roundtable. I appreciate everyone who showed up, and especially Lady B. Now we are going to be sending it to the next match, but first, I'm excited to share even more expert insight. We're going to take a look at your bases in the next segment with Judo Sloth and Carbon Fin. It takes a village. Check it out.
Welcome to It Takes a Village, where we take viewer-submitted bases and break them down. I'm Corbin Finn, joined here with Judo Sloth, and we have a viewer-submitted base, a Town Hall 14 base from Junseek from South Korea. Judo, what are we taking a look in? What have we identified on this base here?
Well, I first want to say that I think this is a fantastic base, and, you know, big props to Junseek for the build here. It was a little bit difficult to give you some tips, to be honest with you. However, I would like to start here by mentioning the air defense placement around the base. And if you notice, a lot of the red air bombs could be set off via a lava hound traveling from one air defense to the next. And also you want to make sure that the red air bombs aren't too close to an air defense so that when it pops, the lava pups would actually set that off. There is also one air defense down to the 8 o'clock area of the base, a red air bomb, which I would potentially move into the base. I think the Seeking Air Mine there is good, but the red air bomb I would maybe move into the center around that scatter shot location so that you have a really good core that could take out balloons with the red air bombs.
Yeah, absolutely great tip. And another tip that I got from pro base builders was where you want to place your king. Notice in this base, we have the queen toward the top, but then we have the king and royal champion. But notice how the royal champion and queen are closer together. So from the tip from the pro base builder, he said, put the king in between where the queen and royal champion are located. That way, headhunters don't directly target from the queen to the RC or vice versa. You want the headhunters to go from one of those heroes to get stalled up on the king so the king can then take them out, and they won't be able to take out that additional hero.
Brilliant advice, particularly because a lot of the headhunters are sent in inside the warden ability. So if you do have, let's say, 3 headhunters, they can quickly take the queen out, move on to the RC, and just about get it before the warden ability goes off. But like you said, if there's another hero, I doubt they are getting all of the way to the 3rd. So that is a fantastic tip, one that I will be taking on board myself, Corbin.
What I really liked, Judo, you may notice, and you kind of pointed out as well, was the walls by the town hall. Right, notice we have a little bit offset. If you drop a blimp in that location, then the super wizards won't be able to reach over that wall to help take down the town hall. They have to walk around the wall that's inside, and then they may get hit by those traps.
Absolutely, and it just means that you can't get as good chain value in that area. So brilliant base design, I would say. Maybe just little tweaks that could help to make it even stronger. And thank you so much for submitting that. We had a blast breaking it down, and I cannot wait to breaking down even more bases with you, Corbin.
Yes, cannot wait. Thank you so much. And this is going to wrap up It Takes a Village. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Welcome back. It's my pleasure to welcome Judo Sloth back here to the desk. Judo, are you ready to go now for this elimination match?
Certainly I am. It is going to be a fantastic one. Who is joining JX Tiger? Let's take a quick look at the bracket in order to remind everybody at home what has already happened. Anyone that's just joining, we had JX Tiger defeating N.Y Amazing, moving to the final. Inquisition beating TorillaTavataan. So that means that is our matchup to see who will join JX Tiger. But remember, winning from this lower bracket, you then have to win the grand final. First match, there is no second opportunity, Corbin.
Absolutely. Like you said, you have to actually win 2 times if you come from the lower bracket. And we have yet to see that. Each time the winner from the golden ticket has won through and has not lost that grand final match. So it's even more difficult, and there's so much on the line. But Judo, we're going to have to think, who are we going to be predicting for this war here? I think I'm going to go with N.Y Amazing, who I picked earlier during the Clash before the kind of interview with Lady B.
Oh, well, you guys were just talking in the interview section about jinxing and how you were trying to even up the scores. However, I'm going to shatter all of that because I was also going to pick N.Y Amazing. So jinx is on me, I guess, for this one. But that is who I think is going to take it. I think they've been very strong on offense, just faltering in that one attack to JX Tiger, but they did have the highest stats in the pre-qualifier.
They did, and NY Amazing being picked by both of us. But who knows? Inquisition is still really good, and they can come through, and they're going to try to upset, maybe, it depends on who the community with us, but still, so much coming in, and Inquisition is ready to go. The biggest thing we saw from them in the previous match was their defense and really stopping TorillaTavataan in their tracks, especially with the dragons. So they have so many bases up their sleeves to try to bait certain attacks. But with this, we have Haha coming in for Inquisition with the Queen of Charge Dragon Riders to start this one off, Judo.
Absolutely. Remember, Inquisition did place second in the ESL Meisterschaft event, so they'll be looking to take that experience into this being the only European team surviving. And Haha does tend to prefer this strategy. He has used it in all of the previous 4 matches, getting 3 out of the 4 in terms of 3 stars. Good start with the Yeti Blimp, luring the Clan Castle troops as well. Will be able to deal with that, but I'm not sure he got the full pull there, Corbin.
No, not indeed. He does drop the rage on the Queen to keep her going, but notice also the enemy Queen was pretty far away, so that Blimp was not able to take her down, especially with a ground skeleton that did pop. Are we going to see another Racaloon come out with even potentially a super minion? Saving onto the poison spell. Yes, 2 super minions have been deployed, and coming from that CC to try to take down the Queen, but he's already locked up the enemy Queen, which is looking fantastic. But the problem is he's gonna potentially step, Racaloon, step through this tower of poison, which is slow her down.
Oh my goodness, the Queen just picked off that building beforehand so she could one-shot the rocket balloon as it came across. Beautiful job there. Still has the rage on the Queen to help her through the poison. Hopefully preserve that ability as the Dragon Riders are swooping in from the top of the base. It's quite an early deployment of the Dragon Riders. We sometimes see them deployed a little bit later, but obviously the Queen is not really going to impact their pathing at this stage. Grand Warden ability does capture all of them, and they are converging into the middle. It does look pretty good right now.
It does indeed, with the Dragon Riders pushing through. Only some red air bombs, not too many seeking air mines through the core, but the tassels have popped up on the bottom side and freezing up the scatter shot. The Queen is trying to stay alive here. The multi-target Inferno is doing quite a bit of work. There's a freeze, but the thing is, he's lost his Royal Champion, which could help out so much on the backside. But with a freeze and an invisibility spell, is it going to be just enough here with the Queen ability? And finally, now Just First uses it.
Queen can get to the multi from behind this wall, so when that goes down, it protects everything a lot better. The invisibility spell helps the remaining Dragon Rider get the air defense. Time is the main factor right now, I feel, because the Queen is good. She has the healers. It's whether he can pick off many more of these defenses with the Dragon Riders to speed things up. But as time moves on, it looks ever more impressive for him. Expo will fall, and there we go. The Queen just has to get through this wall, help to finish things off. Can the Dragon Rider actually get
Dragon Rider.
There we
yes,
go.
It does. Wow, now it just needs a little bit more time. The final army camp at the bottom of the base is going to secure the first 3-star of this war. And beautiful hit coming in from Haha. To put it even more into perspective, this is an elimination match. So if you lose, you are gone and you will not have a chance at getting that golden ticket this month.
Indeed. NY Amazing now do have to respond with the 3-star. Obviously, they were putting up 3 stars at the start of the war against JX Tiger, but they weren't in the position of following a 3-star. So how will that impact their game?
Yeah, we're going to have to keep our eye on that. And NY Amazing can come in with so many different attack styles, but they do love their P.E.K.K.A. smashes using the ground attack strategy. So are we going to see different CCs from Inquisition? Typically, if you're expecting your opponent going to come in with a lot of ground like this, indeed, with the Super Wizards and P.E.K.K.As, you tend to see something like a Lava Hound Ice Golem, or even a triple Ice Golem inside the CC to really slow down attacks like this.
Indeed we do, so we'll have to be keeping a close eye on that clan castle, see what your prediction is like, Corbin. I personally like the triple ice golem just to freeze everything up as well, potentially even clip the healers depending on where you are. Light has used the P.E.K.K.A. Smash in his previous 2 hits, getting the 3 stars as well, starting exactly the same as he has been with that Grand Warden walk, the 2 jump spells, typical kind of composition for him here, not really adjusting too much, I would say. Exactly what he wants so far in the raid. Not much more to say about the opener.
Yeah, taking his time. It's all about what value this Grand Warden can get. And the scatter shot is what he needs to secure. Usually the Warden wants to grab a scatter shot, an Inferno Tower, an Eagle on a corner of a base, not only to set up that funnel, but so though that high HP building or even so much value can be taken down initially. He has Witch up top with the Siege Barracks already being deployed and pushing his way straight into the Eagle artillery. You take that Eagle down, and you don't have to worry about the firepower later in the raid. But here we go with the jumps, trying to get his way into the core, hanging on to this War Internal Tome to protect everything as he goes in, and with finally now just deploying the Royal Champion.
And look at the jump spell placement, making sure not to open up access to the multi-target Inferno. Oh, I thought the P.E.K.K.A. were going to go through the wall towards it there, but thankfully they do redirect. The Royal Champion is in that area to snipe the multi. P.E.K.K.A. can move on through the middle, and now to the Town Hall. That is where with your jump spells, you have to be ever so precise in which compartments you are opening and which ones you are not giving them access to, Corbin.
Indeed, with 2 phrases left still to use, keeps freezing that Town Hall. But we do have a single target Inferno that is now just pushing right through and took that Grand Warden. These ground skeletons are doing so much work to distract. The Grand Warden locks on the Queen, pops the Queen ability, but the Royal Champion doesn't even have our ability anymore. And we do have a single target Inferno which needs to go down. Yes, the Queen secures it. And now, can he use this Baby Dragon to help tank and protect this Royal Champion? But ground skellies even pop.
2 air defense as well. That's so tricky. Healers trying to help that Royal Champion. The fact that the Queen got the single target Inferno really does help out here, but I'm not sure the Baby Dragon is going to be enough to help alongside this. Royal Champion is so slow, and she's not too slow, she's so quick, sorry, for the healers that they cannot keep up with her. Thankfully, they do make it, and it kind of looks a little bit better, but time is going to be the main factor right now.
The Royal Champion just going to get picked off by the ground cannon there with the final shot. The 1 healer was not enough to keep it going, and we have our first defense from Inquisition. That is going to be a huge role in this war. And hey, we both picked N.Y Amazing to win this, but hey, Inquisition is proving us wrong to say, hey, Judo and Corbin, we know what we're doing, and we're going to come in with the defensive side of the game to slow down one of the top 2 teams here.
I was just about to say that because I did say the jinx was on me. I apologize, N.Y Amazing. You still got 4 attacks. They did get 14 stars in their victory over Inquisition initially and in the loss to JX Tiger. So maybe they can go flawless here, or maybe it's Inquisition wanting payback.
We'll have to see what Striker is going to do for them. We've been seeing a lot of air attacks in this meta right now in the qualifiers, and to continue with that is the 7 dragons, but not using clone spells, which we've been seeing so much during these qualifiers. So decides just to go in with the more on rages, kind of the Hydra, and mixed with these Dragon Riders. Remember, you have to think about the value that you can get, but are we going to see a blimp? Comes in, no, does not drop the blimp with these dragons. And finally now, but the problem is the Warden ability is not going to protect this blimp. Hopefully he can make it and get the value.
Yeah, it's an interesting approach that. Normally we do see the blimp inside that Warden ability. Maybe a little bit of a mishap, but it really doesn't matter because he's got the rage. It's made it to that Town Hall. Dragon Rider helps. Now the dragons have been caught over to that area a little bit, but they won't go to the poison. He's really just got to hope he can get to that multi-target Inferno fast because he does have the clan castle to get through. Continuing to freeze the air sweeper alongside the multi is a key move, and uses a rage in that area to help out, but there's seeking air mines everywhere, Corbin.
There's trapped up to the core. The defending Grand Warden picked off the dragon there, and that went down so fast. And now he doesn't have the push through the core. He does have still the Royal Champion ability, but he's out of spells. Has a Baby Dragon still to use. The Queen has her ability. Hopefully she can beat through the wall to grab that multi-target Inferno. We do have a single target Inferno waiting on the backside. The Dragon's going to go down. And there's just too much left on that base. The Dragons kind of really split on this one, Judo.
They certainly did, and the traps in the center were so critical. Look at the Baby Dragon! Baby Dragon gets in as if that is the dragon that takes down the multi to revenge the main dragon. However, with the Queen ability, there's plenty of storages in front of the single target Inferno, and she doesn't really have an easy route to it, shall we say. I'm pretty confident this one is the defense, and what a major turn of events this is. It is exactly what N.Y Amazing needed, particularly after that 94% 2-star. This could allow them to leapfrog on percentage if they 3-star next.
Absolutely. They must 3-star to answer to take the advantage, and because Inquisition with the first attack did indeed get that 3-star, 86%. Doesn't look like he's going to get any more, but that 94% is holding strong here. We have 18 seconds left. The minion's trying to get a little bit. Look at that unicorn going over to the minion. And you know, it's crazy. The unicorn can heal the air and ground troops, but too bad the healers can't even imagine healers healing dragons in your attack. That would be absolutely craziness. But that unicorn is OP with the addition of Town Hall 14 and only the 87% 2-star there. But we still have so much more of the war to come, and it's going to be neck and neck.
It certainly is. Like we said, 94% from N.Y Amazing in that initial attack really shows that they just need to keep their heads high. Remember, like I said, they got 14 stars in their previous matches. So if they are to switch things around here, the war would be back in their hands. It would be theirs to lose. And again, they did beat Inquisition in their opening matchup, 14-13. So let's find out what they have in store for us. Moving in with the Dragons themselves.
Indeed, Dragons yet again with the double rage, pushing straight into the World Champion. Early warden ability so that these balloons can push as deep into the base as possible to pull those traps, including the Seeking Air Mines. Frizzing up the scatter shot in the core with the sweeper. Out comes some headhunters, some super minions. The headhunter splits off to go to the Queen on the bottom side. These Dragons look like they're funneling pretty good to stay isolated in the middle. We do have the air defense scatter shot on the backside with finally now a blimp coming in for the Town Hall.
They are taking a lot of damage in the center, aren't they? He'll be very happy if he can get this Town Hall down and at least alleviate the threat of that. He still has the heroes, and as long as he gets this single target Inferno, which the Dragon Riders do get, it will be a lot more promising. Royal Champion just steps right into that poison, though, which is going to be a major issue for him. Still has a rage spell, interestingly, Corbin.
Yeah, with the Royal Champion still trying to push her way through, the Town Poison did so much damage to that RC. Drops the freeze here. The King is tanking these final back end defenses. The Queen does... Oh, the Queen ability does end up helping take and clear that air defense. But the thing is, there is no more air troops. This defending King is just slowly getting on the rage. Now goes down to the Queen. The King perfectly taking this RC and somehow still able to get this.
Beautiful. Look at the Yak even helping out as well for the Royal Champion. The fact that she went through the Giga Poison and yet still takes down the rest of the defenses is huge in this one. You can see only the storages left over, but that is going to be pretty easy for the RC as she steps over. Nearly got taken out, but with one remaining, the Queen is there with her unicorn.
She is. We have a minute left, but the thing is, the Royal Champion did clear this area earlier, I believe, of traps anyways. And one shot left, and down goes that storage for a 3-star for N.Y Amazing. And just like you said earlier, a 3-star will now put them in the lead over Inquisition because their fail was higher than Inquisition's fail. There it is with the Hydra. A bunch of early rages, warden ability, got that done, but it really came down to saving that rage freeze for the back end for that Royal Champion, which helped clear it, and was a really close attack.
Well, it is a team game. That is where your clan is the main factor. One attack might not determine the war. I mean, sometimes it can. I don't want to say that it will not. but it certainly is the team game. And I have to admit, Corbin, Lou is fast becoming one of my favorite players. He did finish 5th in Legends League at his best. From Greece, he loves the Sui Lalo. Whilst he faltered on one of the attacks, I think it's the most beautiful attack to watch.
Absolutely. There's so much that goes into it. You have to really focus on the heroes portion. Your Royal Champion, your Lalo, the Warden ability timing. It's not like dropping everything all together and then just relying onto the spells, because it's all about trying to also think about how you're going to take out that enemy clan castle. But the Yak here is trying to push its way to the core. We do have Teslas that popped around that middle multi, but the Royal Champion is still moving her way through the core. Getting some nice value so far.
He certainly is. Now, I have noticed in a lot of his other attacks, he tends to dive in towards the Town Hall, try and pick that off early on. However, he's actually come from the opposite side, so maybe just sending the Stone Slammer or making sure he has a haste to haste the balloons out of the Town Hall with the Grand Warden's ability. Interested to see what he does here. He has pulled the rocket balloons, and the super minions will have to deal with the super minions in terms of that Lalo. It actually has the Ice Hound moving across to the Town Hall. This could work perfect.
We do, but notice there's a sweeper pointing directly into the Town Hall, so that is going to be annoying. Hopefully uses the Rage over it to help secure that Town Hall pretty fast. Ice Hound does just pop. There's a free spell into the Ground Expo. Yep, the Rage is used. Should take out the Town Hall. Warden ability. Oh, not only a perfect Warden ability to protect these balloons, but also grabs that Lava Hound so it can tank just a little bit longer.
That is always so crucial. Those little details on timing is massive. And the heal spell in the middle means, despite there being the multi-target Inferno, the balloons can just be healed right back up. And he makes it look so easy as he converges towards the single. Hasn't even popped one of the Lava Hounds. It is still just going across the base. Look at that. He just stares at us in the camera. He knows he's got this. 3 stars for Inquisition, keeping the pressure on NY Amazing to make sure if they are taking this victory, they're going to have to put up their best performance.
Absolutely. You're going to have to keep the 3 stars rolling in, and Lou does just that for Inquisition with a beautiful Sui Lalo. The value was incredible. That Stone Slammer pushing towards that multi, raging over the Town Hall to take that down, and a perfect Warden Eternal Tome. And doing a Sui Lalo with a Skeleton spell in the mix is so difficult because you have to multitask through everything in the raid, trying to take down those defending heroes. Baloo does just that, but NY Amazing, you still can take the lead back if you get a 3-star.
They can, and that is what they will be wanting to do. They will be focusing on their offense, not necessarily even watching the attacks potentially from Inquisition, just making sure they focus on their game. I feel that is exactly what you need to do. It is Team Captain Sue up with the Queen Charge Dragon Riders, and the pressure continues to mount because, again, if they win this one, whoever wins guarantees at least the silver ticket.
That is the huge thing that is on the line here. Just winning this war, you're guaranteed the silver, like you said, and that earns you a chance to play in the Last Chance Qualifier against all the other amazing teams. But Sue is focused on this Queen Charge right now, getting through the enemy World Champion, the multi-target Inferno, pushing through one Ground Expo, gonna be another Ground Expo, plus the Grand Warden Tower. So much damage in this compartment, and the Clan Castle has yet to even get lured out.
Still looking pretty good here as the Queen is moving forward. There's the triple ice golem. Interesting there. Exactly what we said previously. Inquisition potentially suspecting a P.E.K.K.A. smash against this base. So Sue is going to be able to take that out. It will slow the Queen down a little bit, but nothing drastic in terms of the Queen Charge Dragon Riders.
Yeah, nothing too crazy with the King just distracting that scatter shot right now pushing that queen in, but the thing we have to keep in mind is the Town Hall on the top side of this base. He's entering from the bottom, completely opposite, but at this rate, in this competition, you have to take risks like these to be able to get those 3 stars. The queen is beating through the wall, should be able to help take down the multi. We do have a Tesla farm popping over on the far right side, but remember, he even still has the blimp to deploy. He switched it up, and the blimp went somewhere. Okay, far left. Look at that, far left side where the healers have already cleared this area from traps.
Beautiful recognition there by Sue. I think he got a little bit unfortunate. Wanted the queen to actually go up to the Town Hall, but the Dragon Rider didn't get the multi-target Inferno fast enough, unless this was his plan all along. Either way, it looks very good because he still has the queen ability. He's already started using the invisibility spells for the Dragon Rider and Royal Champion. Oh, he turns the cannon invisible to send her to the air defense, get that down ASAP to help protect the Dragon Rider and use this balloon for cleanup.
Yeah, he wanted that Dragon Rider to stay alive because we don't have anything else that can target air. 35 seconds left. The cannon finally goes down. Now it's a matter of cleanup. Like you said, Queen's ability goes off, and Sue, what a brilliant job. And we talked about it. What are they going to put inside of the defending clan castle? It was the triple ice golems, which the Queen was able to easily get her way through.
How important is that invisibility spell on the cannon? It could be massive because he's kept the Dragon Rider alive. Time is ticking. It's actually going to be pretty close, Corbin. I think that is the play that has rescued this attack. It just shows.
Yes!
I'm not jinxing anything, my friend. Don't make me feel like that.
Wow, that was way closer than we thought. It's one of those moments you're watching the attack and you're like, oh, all the defenses are down. Okay, you're just gonna kind of walk away. You know it's gonna be a 3-star. You're not even taking a look at the time, and Zoo just gets it done. Brilliant job clearing all the final buildings for the 3-star, and now N.Y Amazing again taking the lead. So Inquisition has to keep the 3 stars coming back in to keep swapping that, because otherwise N.Y Amazing, if they keep 3-starring, they'll walk away with it. But I Am Green answering with a Queen charged Dragon Riders, and looks like the Queen is pretty close to this Town Hall, but maybe wants to walk her to the bottom side and stay away from it because there is a single target Inferno right behind it.
Yeah, he got a little bit unfortunate in the last matchup. 98% he got with the Queen Charge Dragon Riders. Gave TorillaTavataan that little bit of hope, but it was indeed Vendetta able to help it out for Inquisition. Again, a similar approach that we tend to see where the Town Hall is just relatively protected, but taking out the defenses in front, walking the Queen right into the base. You can get pretty good value here, actually, in terms of the Clan Castle, Scattershot Eagle, the central multi-target Inferno. It's going to be a Lava Hound that is in there. Should be able to easily deal with that because there's not many defenses targeting her right now.
There's not. It's just the Archer Tower to go down to the balloon. The Hound pops. Poison will use a little early, but here comes that blimp to help try to secure this Town Hall. Super Wall Breaker is going to open the wall towards the Scattershot. Queen is going to continue her value through. Wait, does Super Wall Breaker retarget? It is going to open up now the Town Hall compartment. But he needs this Queen to make her way towards that multi in the middle and even the Eagle, but the Wall Breaker, where's it going? It does perfectly open that wall, Judo.
He knew he needed that extra wall breaker, and I always love when the calculations are so perfect. Look at where she's standing. I mean, the fact that he can get her right into the center, this is a difficult Queen charge. It looks easy. They make it look easy, but that was critical. He actually loses 2 healers, but he's already got a huge amount of value right now with the Dragon Riders coming right in, and the Grand Warden ability protects Dragon Riders from 2 other seeking air mines.
That Warden ability not only protected those Dragon Riders, but also the Headhunters and his Royal Champion, pushing her way through the rest of this. That Ground Expo did just go down, so RC's ability goes off. We do have a defending King on the backside. King's ability as well with Queen ability. This is looking amazing for I Am Green.
It certainly is. Free spell left over, invisibility spell left over. We see time and time again how important it is to have those spells in the back pocket, not get too impatient and use them early on. He knows it. He knows it. The 3 stars for Inquisition, keeping the pressure on. They do trail in this war technically, but keeping the dream alive, and 3 stars on the board. They just need to hope they get their defenses to hold up if they are going to hold off the almighty N.Y Amazing.
They are indeed looking for their defensive side of the game. The 3 stars are going back and forth, but N.Y Amazing at the end of the day have that 1 2-star, the 94% that is greater than what Inquisition did. And that is what can make the difference in this war if both sides keep tripling out. And beautiful job coming in from Iron Green with the beautiful queen charge. But that's something that we don't see all too often, is those wall breaks going all the way into the core of the base to get value like a multi and an eagle artillery. It's just so hard to stop something like that because, hey, how do you put your spring trap to launch super wall breakers? But usually when I send, when someone has a super wall breaker going over my spring trap, it doesn't even go off. Somehow it just rolls right over.
It's always a little bit frustrating, isn't it? But we do have GYY looking to, well, he got the 2-star in the last war. A little bit unfortunate, as we said, with his queen walking, so he wants to correct that. We know the experience of GYY. As I've already mentioned, he was part of that Nishank Dance squad last season who made it to the World Championship final. So let's see what he's got for us. The Hydra, dragons mainly, but a couple of dragon riders mixed in there. Entering similar to what we've seen from TorillaTavataan, using the heroes in towards the eagle, take that out. Dragon riders moving through, and he's just holding onto that battle blimp to send to the town hall.
Finally, just deploys the blimp now with the dragons pushing away and trying to save that Warden ability for as late as possible. But notice those skeleton spells got so much value to help protect his heroes. You just don't expect that. Those point defenses were just distracted for so long. Now the rage over the town hall should secure it. We're finding a Tesla farm that pops clones up over past the town hall, so should grab this wizard tower. But a Tesla farm on the far right, the Royal Champion can make easy work of it with that multi-target Inferno air defense, but he still has the 1 hero and queen ability.
He does. It looks pretty good right now. I don't want to speak too soon, but he's still got a huge pack of dragons down towards the bottom of the base as well. I also want to call out that clone spell because it was fantastic to bring the balloons past the poison right onto the single target Inferno, which is obviously critical. He's only just deployed the Royal Champion, Corbin. I hadn't even realized that. There she goes towards the center. Unfortunate to trigger that skeleton trap, but if she gets through that and through the expo pretty quickly, can then use the Seeking Shield to just get through the rest of the defenses.
These skellies will slow down this RC a little bit. Hopefully that poison lasts just a little bit longer. Pops the ability to help take down the air defense and the Archer Tower. With a handful of dragons left, though, Grand Warden almost full health. And these Teslas will not stop GYY. And again, the lead is just going back and forth. And N.Y Amazing taking it right back, Judo.
Beautiful job. The pressure is mounting as we get to the final attack. The war is still in the hands of N.Y Amazing. If they triple in their next attack, they will win, at least on percentage. But Inquisition need the 3-star in order to give themselves that opportunity. I'm just thinking back to the attacks by Sue. He knows how to raise our heart rate. In the previous war, he had that attack with the Tesla in the corner, milliseconds left, and exactly the same in his attack here. Just knows how to build the pressure, I guess, Corbin.
Absolutely. With these final set of attacks, that's exactly what you want. And Inquisition is looking to answer and put up a 3-star. And who better than to have Vendetta, who has yet to fail for Inquisition. He is 100% hit rate, even through the monthly pre-qualifiers. Besides the Queen Charge Dragon Riders is the play. Doesn't have a jump spell to lead in towards that Town Hall. Does have only 1 more Super Wall Breaker. The Queen's taking quite a bit of damage. The Ice Golem goes to the Wizard Tower, not in towards that Eagle. So this Ice Golem is going to be a little bit annoying. Hopefully he protects his King a little bit more as he pushes his way through in towards the enemy King, but decides to come in with that Log Launcher.
Yeah, Log Launcher will give the Queen access through towards the Town Hall. There's still a lot for her to deal with, but the good thing about using the Dragon Riders is sometimes you don't even need spells for them. In fact, you can literally commit everything to the Archer Queen. Look at that. Ice Golem does in fact redirect to the top area. Doesn't really help out that much actually, because it didn't really freeze much. Dragon Rider's already in, so everything is committed here, Corbin. He really is just hoping to converge down towards the town hall. No plan B at this stage.
Absolutely. Look at that. With an early warning ability, everything is pushing its way and meeting at that town hall there. There's another freeze coming on the double expo. The single target Inferno is locked down to his queen. Has her ability. Another freeze for that single. But remember, we do have a multi-target Inferno that's standing on the top, right in the middle of that base. Queen are going to take the town hall down because the Royal Champion just went down here. There's quite a bit of defenses. Hopefully the healers are going down to the Queen, but the Town Hall Poison is going to do a massive amount of work.
He's still got the invisibility. Yes, he does use it right onto those healers. So critical to keep them alive with the Queen standing inside that poison. Can he keep the Dragon Riders alive? He only needs one of them to peel up there towards the multi, but it looks like he might even finish with a couple of them. It looks ever more likely that Vendetta will continue his 3-star streak and give Inquisition the best opportunity of taking this one.
We've got a full health multi-target Inferno. Hopefully there's no traps right on that push. Because I don't know if anything was pulled. Is there a thing here? But the Warden does follow this dragon. Oh no! Oh, there! Oh no! There's another one! Oh, the owl! Oh, hold on, Warden! Come on, Pig! No, Warden! What are you doing? Oh, come on! Where are you going, Warden? You gotta be kidding me! Warden, you have to take this multi down. Queen, help! You got 20 seconds left.
He's going to get it, I think. But can they get through to the storage? Grand Warden now helps on the wall. He finally redeems himself as the Archer Queen gets through. He will go down to another Seeking Airmine, but the Queen is there. Corbin, 5, 4, 3. It's enough. It's a 3-star Inquisition with the 14-star war. N.Y Amazing now need to triple to take this one.
What an unbelievable finish right there. That Warden didn't know what he wanted to do, and there were the Seeking Airmines. And it was just enough to keep the 3-star rolling in for Inquisition. So that's what you wanted to do, to put the pressure onto N.Y Amazing for the final hit. If N.Y Amazing triples, they get guaranteed a silver ticket. If they don't, they are eliminated here, and Inquisition will be advancing to take on JX Tiger. Comes down to this hit. N.Y Amazing must 3-star to advance here.
Schwai with the Queen charge Lalo. Some people might say it's a little bit risky, but he has 3-starred his previous 2 hits. Much like Vendetta, you can see he's done fantastic in the pre-qualifiers. He's 3-starred.
Wait.
He needs a 3-star in this one. Where is the Queen going though, Corbin?
Oh no. Is she going the wrong way? He broke to the right side by the scavenger, and all of a sudden it just takes one attack like this to go south. But these are pro players, and they know exactly what to do of how to save attacks. The healers are getting hit by the Air Expo. Queen is going to push her way to the top side. Yep, she goes to the army camp. But at this rate, he's going to have to adapt and try to save this now.
Oh, it's not what you want with a lava loon attack as well. It can be a little bit more tricky in order to fix. The fact that he needs the 3-star makes it ever more difficult. The pressure is incredible. Sending in that Coco Loon just to help check this area in case there's any Seeking Air Mines. We do tend to see a lot of Seeking Air Mines in the center now due to the Dragon Riders being released to the game. So far, it looks like he's correcting this pretty good, sending the Queen to the Town Hall compartment with one other super wall break. If he can hold on to that, could also get in towards the core.
So, we got Raccoons that did come out. There's a poison spell, Super Minion Split. So these Raccoons are going to do some damage to whatever is down. Oh, the Queen ability was forced, though.
Rocket balloons! They did a crazy amount of damage on the Queen. She's going to go down! They finish her off! Now the healers switch to the RC, but the fact that he can't now use that wall breaker to good value and get the Queen in towards the center, the rocket balloons are still alive as well. The pressure is mounting. He's still got a wall wrecker that was intended for the Town Hall. Presumably there's sneaky goblins in there. So where does he use it, Corbin? What on earth is he going to do? There's only 1 minute left.
There is only 1 minute with 23 balloons. He's got a 3-star or he is out. And the balloons are coming down with the Lava Hound, switches it off to a Stone Slammer. Maybe there's even just sneaky goblins because he wanted to potentially secure the Town Hall. The King's ability takes out that multi. The Grand Warden is on ground, which is taking advantage of the healer swap over there. He's pushing his way with 40 seconds left. He still has another free 6 balloons. The enemy Queen, though, is standing and doing so much damage to these bottom balloons down here.
Oh my gosh, the Royal Champion took down the Export but then fell to a Battle Builder hut. He's done a great job to try and rescue it, but everything is going south. There are the sneaky goblins. Multi-target Inferno will burn through them. And indeed, the balloons will not get it. Can you believe? They made this comeback, but Inquisition kept the pressure on, and it is going to be their victory, Corbin.
Unbelievable. Comes down to winning on by 1 star and actually percentage because that last attack was just an 89 right there. So congratulations. Inquisition is advancing to the grand finals to take on JX Tiger, which means they are guaranteed a silver ticket. N.Y Amazing is going to fall short, and they will not be able to compete in the grand finals. But Judo, what a performance there from Inquisition. We both picked N.Y Amazing, and Inquisition showed us exactly who they are, and they deserve to be here.
Absolutely. Like we said, they took second in the ESL Meisterschaft, the only European team that are surviving at the moment. But I think we should invite Itsu in order to break down one of those attacks for us.
What a close match this was. It was incredible. I think I want to break down one of the Queen Charge Dragon Rider attacks because we saw quite a few of them. So let's jump right into it, into the first attack of Inquisition, into the attack of Haha. And he started off with the typically Queen Charge, but I feel like something you have to mention with those Queen Charges is the pathing. So the strategic part of like taking down the base and creating pathing with this. So what he's going to do, he's going to charge his queen into this compartment. What this does, obviously, is taking down the whole compartment over here. The blimp is already taking down this compartment, and we can see already the entire top left side of this base has been taken down. So what is going to be the next step, obviously? Well, Dragon Riders, you want to have them, if possible, kind of group up. Not in the same way as hybrid, but still do not want to have them spreading out too much. And he's going to do that just with like keep pushing his queen in there. She's going to be able to take down the town hall, take down the clan castle, and take down even more reinforcements towards the back end. But the important thing now is the next step as he is preparing on this right side. We can see already the wall breaker is coming in for this compartment, and this is telling us, okay, he is going in over there with the king, adding even the ice golem. And now let's mark yet again everything what is taken down in this base, and you can now see the pathing for those Dragon Riders right through the core. And typically, well, you might think, well, they're out of the air bombs inside the core of this base, which might be a bad thing. Well, with the Warden ability taking for so long, like making the troops invincible, it takes for so long. You can see it, how many black mines are getting blocked during the Warden ability, and with funneling everything into the core, this is clutch, making sure that everything is pushing through. Even the king at the bottom side is still staying alive, the queen, and then pushing from the other side. And the back-end defenses at this point are just getting surrounded by troops and making sure everything has to shoot at only one target, even though it's getting attacked by a lot of different targets at the same time. And then we can see one more clutch spell at this bottom side. You can see the Last Freeze is running out. And now you can see the invisibility spell is getting used at this bottom side to keep that Dragon Rider alive. And with this really good save for the Dragon Rider, this means this is not going to turn into a time fail. Instead, it is going to be the 3-star for Haha with the entry, which is always a nice thing to go for. Like starting off with 3 stars is such an important thing in the current meta. Not making sure that you're like having the possibility of falling behind is an important move in those first attacks. And Corbin, with so many attacks here to follow, it's not an easy thing to always have this pressure on you.
Yeah, it is not easy at all, but Inquisition was able to help get that. And Judo, it's just incredible to see that war was going back and forth, and it just was not able to get it with N.Y Amazing at the end there.
No, it didn't happen for them. It's always great in order to see the attacks afterwards. Just have a little bit of a watch with the Telestrator segment as well. But we actually have something very special for you now, because last month's winners, the Queen Walkers, we've seen a variety of attacks, but we have one of their players, Gaku, who is going to break down an attack strategy for you, explain how you can do it at home in an episode of Pro Tips.
クイーンウォーカーズのガクです。今回はクイヒードラゴンライダーについて話していきたいと思います。先月のアップデートでドラゴンライダーが追加されてから多くのプレイヤーがクイヒードラゴンライダーをやってると思ってて、自分も先月の予選ではほとんどクイヒードラゴンライダーを使用して安定して全開を取ることができたので、今回はクイヒードラゴンライダーをする上でのコツであったりヒントを共有していけたらなと思います。クイヒードラゴンライダーをする上で、クイヒーで最も重要視していることは、まずは一つはタウンホールを取ることができるかどうかと、でもう一つは援軍処理ができるかどうか、であとはクイーンかロイヤルチャンピオンのどちらかを処理できるかどうかを重要視しています。他にもインフェルノタワーであったりだとか、投石機や対空砲も狙いたいんですけども、最低限その3つを取ることができればと思ってます。またバーバリアンキングだったりロイヤルチャンピオンの使い方も非常に重要で、単純にサイルカットだけではなくて、キングでインフェルノタワーや投石機を狙ったりだとか、対空砲を狙うことで、より簡単に全開が当たれるようになります。ロイヤルチャンピオンはサイルカットだけでなくて、ドラゴンライダーパートに混ぜても非常に強力です。パートはもう非常にシンプルで、基本的にはまとめて出すだけで、大体残り時間が1分半前後くらいで出すと、時間切れのリスクも少ないと思います。あとは残った相手のロイヤルチャンピオンかアーチャークイーンに対して、ストライカーとオーデンのトームを使うことによって確実に相手のヒーローを処理していきます。クイヒードラゴンライダーと似た戦術にクイヒーラバルがあると思うんですけども、そちらとの使い分けについて最後話していきたいと思います。まずラバルのメリットは比較的シングルインフェルノタワーに強いことと、あとは時間が早く全開ができるという点だと思ってます。結構残り時間1分とかでもラバル始めても間に合うことが多かったりするので、その分クイヒーパートに多くの時間を割くことができます。逆にドラゴンライダーのメリットは、マルチ IT に強いことであったり、ドラゴンライダー自体に呪文を多く必要としないので、その分クイヒーに多くの呪文を使うことができます。これを踏まえて2つの戦術を使い分けるとより効率的に全開を取ることができると思います。以上で終わります。さよなら。
Hi, I am Mary now. Let me tell you about how I became a Clash of Clans Pro and what my must-haves are for game day. This is how I play. I started as a YouTuber first, back in 2018 and 2019 when the competition started. I decided to give it a shot and it happened naturally because I started winning some competitions and went to Poland. Most of the time I was doing war content, more like tutorials and how to attack base and hit. My setup at the beginning was very simple. I bought a lot of equipments back in 2019 when I decided to make YouTube my job. That's when I started to focus a lot on YouTube videos and content creation. Behind me I have my YouTube play button. I won back in November of 2020. I was very happy about that because it's a long work, a long journey, a lot of years creating content for Clash of Clans and helping a lot of players. What I think I enjoy more about making videos are my fans because they like this type of interaction between me and my fans. Also at my streams, I try to answer them as much as possible. This is my microphone that I won from Supercell, my camera also. I also have my iPad here and my keyboard. And I have a second camera that usually I use to record my hands because people like to see me dropping the wounds and troops. All this I won from a lot of competitions. I also won a prize back in 2019 from Brazil. my Mobile Esports Award. My favorite moment was in 2019, back in Hamburg at the World Championship, because I tripled. My family was there and I was very happy about that. I like to play on stage. I think it's much better. So for me, it's a thing that I will never forget. My main goal in this year is to reach the World Championship and possibly win. I like to play on stage again and it's my biggest motivation. Thanks for hanging out with me. This is how I play. Can't wait to see what this season has in store for us.
Today I will show you how to do Scully Donuts tricks for kill one defensive building. Firstly, we will try to kill one scatter shot. You have to take 2 skeleton spell and 3 invisibility spell. Firstly, you need to put the 2 skeleton spell on the scatter shot. After you put 1 invisibility spell 3 tiles away from the scatter shot. You wait 4 seconds. You put again 1 invisibility spell, you wait again 4 seconds and you put the last invisibility spell and you kill the scatter shot. Now I will show you how to kill 2 defensive buildings. You will see in the video 1 scatter shot and 1 claw castle. This time you need to take again the 2 skeleton spell and the 3 invisibility spell plus 1 wave spell. You need to put the wave spell firstly. After you put 1 skeleton spell on the scatter shot and 1 skeleton spell on the clan castle. Speedily after you have to put 1 invisibility spell 3 tiles away from the defensive building. You wait 4 seconds, you put again invisibility, 4 seconds again the last invisibility spell. You can take 1 earthquake in your army. If you miss 1 defensive building, you can put the earthquake on for finishing. I hope these pro tips will help you in your future attack.
Hey guys, Lady B here, and this is Clash Me Anything, the show where I interview top players and creators around the Clash of Clans universe to find out answers to questions that will help you level up your game. Now joining me today, we have Boom, who is one of the top players in the competitive scene, but you might know him as the team captain for Alternate Attacks, who won the 2020 World Championships. They're also the 2-time reigning ESL Meisterschaft champs and most recently the 2021 World Warm-Ups winners.
Hello guys, I'm Boom, really happy to be here.
Also joining us, we have Judo Sloth. Judo is one of Clash of Clans' most well-known content creators and most acclaimed casters and technical analysts. He will be joining the casting team for World Championships the 3rd year in a row.
Thank you for having me, Lady B. I look forward to discussing everything with you all.
And finally, we have Seth Allison, a Clash of Clans game designer who is going to be talking us through this big Town Hall 14 update.
Thanks for having me, Lady B. I'm here on behalf of the whole Clash of Clans team, and I can't wait to talk about Town Hall 14 and the World Championships.
Now, in this show today, we're going to be talking about the big update for Town Hall 14. We'll also be talking about the new format for the Clash of Clans World Championships, and we're going to talk about season predictions for 2021 in the World Championships. Now, let's get started talking on this big update. So Town Hall 14 is finally here, bringing us some new and amazing features. So Seth, I think this is the best opportunity for you to tell us a little bit more about them.
Yeah, so Town Hall 14 was just released. It's really exciting. It's been the most fun Town Hall, I think, to work on for the whole team. There's really 2 major parts of Town Hall 14. There's the offensive part, the hero pets, that make your attacks quite a bit stronger. And there's a new defensive element, which is the upgraded builder huts that now defend themselves and repair nearby buildings. The combination of those 2 make Town Hall 14 really different from past Town Halls, and I'm excited to hear what Judo and Boom and the other kind of pro community think about how it will affect protect the World Championships.
Let's talk about the battle builders, because this was a really nice addition coming through, using what we already have, as Seth mentioned, in the game and just reconcepting it. So what is the general impression on this new concept for you, Boom? What do you think about these battle builders?
I think the idea of the builders now, for one, repairing buildings, but also defending themselves is really, really great. I really want to see them now not outside of the base, just doing nothing. Now inside the base, defending themselves on attacks. I really liked it. I really like that we have 5 more defense buildings, kinda. And also repairing. This is like completely new in the whole Clash of Clans universe so far. I really like them. Also in the base building aspect, because now we're thinking about, okay, where does it actually make sense? Like, which building do I want to protect the most? So far, I think that buildings which have the highest HP buildings, like for example the Town Hall or the Eagle Artillery, are the targets for the base builder huts to repair. And yeah, that's where my focus lies on.
I think that's going to be the interesting component of it, is to see how base building starts aligning with this new concept and seeing what's going to be the best strategy of where you place the items. We've been seeing people playing around quite a bit. And for you, Judo, what's your impression on that, particularly from maybe if you're not necessarily doing base building, but from what you're seeing in a lot of the pro gameplay, where you think these battle builder huts are best used?
I just love anything that is unique in its mechanic, so that's why I love the battle builders. I think it's going to be interesting because I want to see different perspectives, and until we get to the qualifiers, we might not see everyone's A game, if that makes sense. Like, people might be having tricks up their sleeve or holding tricks up their sleeve, and I'm interested to know how many builders people will put around a defense, because it's similar to the healer on the heroes in the stacking effect. So I think it's probably going to be more like 2 builder huts, if I were to have a guess. But I love that they are a small building, so they can just slot in there as well. I've got to say, though, that one of my favorite things is actually using the spells on the builders. I don't know why, I just love the fact that the spells work on the builders. I think it's so cool. Hello and welcome back. Unfortunately, it has came to our attention that Inquisition experienced a fair play camera disconnect during match number 9. In order to preserve fairness to all of the teams in our remote environment, any disconnection from the fair play camera results in immediate disqualification. Sadly, this means that Inquisition have been disqualified and N.Y Amazing will move forward in the bracket. We do wish Inquisition the best of luck in the coming months. So let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket. We can discuss that and see exactly what it is going to be looking like. But it's going to end up being a rematch, Corbin, of JX Tiger and N.Y Amazing in the final.
Yep. Yeah, the final is going to consist of the number 1 JX Tiger seed versus number 2 seed N.Y Amazing. So they are looking to get the revenge. So there's so much on stake, but still, we already have at least both these teams confirmed to get a silver ticket at least, but they're still trying to go for that golden ticket, Judo.
They certainly are, and it's going to be an interesting rematch because it was so close. It seemed like the teams were constantly 3-starring in their first encounter. What do you make of this final, Itsu? Do you have any favorites moving into it? Obviously, JX Tiger only needing to win the 1 match, whereas N.Y Amazing would have to win 2 back-to-back.
Yeah, I think this is for sure is having an impact on the players as well. Obviously for N.Y Amazing, it's not going to be easy to bounce back. I mean, they had 2 losses technically today. So going to the 3rd match then for them, and having to win twice now back-to-back against the number one seed, I don't think that's going to be easy mindset-wise for them. But I think this is how it's like what it's coming down to. Like, how can they handle now the pressure, mindset-wise, coming into this final?
Yeah, absolutely. You can see how the weekend has progressed in terms of the matches. Some high-scoring wars. Only the perfect from TorillaTavataan, but we've had 14-star wars again and again. And you can see, Woody, N.Y Amazing there, as we mentioned, will be the team progressing to the final. What have you made about the weekend and all of these matches so far?
Well, it's a tragedy in some respects, the result from match number 9, but it's also an incredible opportunity to see what seems to me to be the best rematch that we could have hoped for out of any match that we saw here. The tightest two teams, both scoring 14 stars and incredibly close on percentage as well. And not just that, but also the most versatile in terms of their attacking strategies, showing us on both the ground and in the air with P.E.K.K.A.s and Dragon Riders, Lava Loons, and Super Witches even. JX Tiger and N.Y Amazing are completely unpredictable, but the only thing that you can say for sure about this battle is it's going to feature some amazing bases and some really creative attacks, and for that, I'm very glad.
That is definitely going to be the case. We already know how exciting of a matchup they put up for us in match number 8. But Woody raised an interesting point there in terms of the variety of attacks we've seen from both JX Tiger and NY Amazing. I know you guys briefly touched on that with the special guest segment featuring Lady B, but Itsu, we'll maybe go to you first. What have you make about this final then? How difficult is it to build bases against a variety of attacks like this?
I think this is right now where the problem lies. Like, you have so many different strategies. You have air, which Corbin mentioned quite a bit, which is so strong right now with Dragon Riders, dragons in general, Inferno Dragons as well, obviously. So you have so many possibilities over there, and it's already hard enough to defend this. And then those top teams even bring in some P.E.K.K.A. smash attacks, which then it again needs completely different trap placement. So it's not easy. And as soon as you're facing a team which is as versatile as those two teams, for example, it is really not easy to defend against their space splits. It is tricky for sure.
Yeah, and I think particularly with the P.E.K.K.A. smash, we've seen them use a few different variants. Sometimes they cut the battle blimp across, other times they use the log launcher from the opposite side of the base. So even if you can predict a P.E.K.K.A. smash, you've also got to then think about how exactly you try and bait a variety of versions of the attack. I know we talked about in the It Takes a Village section, Corbin, the battle blimp, baiting it to the town hall. We often see the wall segments around it, but does that complicate things when there's so many different variations of an attack as well? It must be really difficult for the players.
Absolutely. You mentioned like the log launcher, you mentioned even we have the blimp, but also in those P.E.K.K.A. smashes is the siege barracks, which we're seeing many times even with the hog riders coming out. So it's very difficult to try to predict, but you just have to go from your scouting, kind of your research of playing these clans and over again through the previous competition to really try to see what you kind of predicting what they're going to come in with, because that is really at the end of the day going to help you try to defend. You have to really bait for a certain attack, because if you spread your traps all over the base trying to defend against everything, pretty much your base will get tripled by everything. So it's just so difficult at this stage, because the smallest thing can make a difference in a pro attack, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a really valid point in itself, actually, is you would think when you're building bases to spread your traps, try and maximize their potential and opportunity of it setting off. However, we tend to see actually consolidating them into one area is what has the best effect. Even maybe throwing a Tesla in the corner. You never know when that could trip somebody up. Nearly worked out in this situation. Perhaps that's something that we will see a little bit more often. But Woody, I know you have been a bit excited about the ground attacks, particularly the hybrid, I would say. I don't think we've seen that from NY Amazing or from JX Tiger, but have you had a favorite attack throughout this weekend?
I'm not thinking about any one in particular, but I know that I have given a shout out to the log launcher before. And when I do say that, one comes to mind. I can't recall exactly the name of the player who performed this hit, but I know it came in from the very top side, drilled straight through into the core, and with a beautiful pincer move, was able to take out the compartments on the left and right corners of the base. So ground-based attacks are interesting, but anything that is able to make real use of a siege machine, rather than kind of just using it as a throwaway mechanism to take care of the town hall in an easy way, I think that is something that can really impress me. And just something else that I've been thinking about this match that we have coming up. I've been digging a bit deeper into the storyline and thinking more about N.Y Amazing. They're really notable as a team this year that has re-qualified in the Clash of Clans World Championship. In a field that has more often seen like different teams every single month. This is actually a team that we saw a couple months back. And so for them to have lost back then against HT Family, another Chinese team, and then to be back at it now up against JX Tiger, a different Chinese team, it kind of has a suggestion about the insularity of the Chinese community and how they often are fighting against each other, how the metagame is developing not just as a clash of different regions, but within that region itself, with so many ground attacks as we've seen coming in from them, but then also the relationships that are building among those players, the shakeups in the team lineup. N.Y Amazing is still the same named clan that we saw before, but the lineup changing so drastically from what we saw before. Big names like LP being reassigned, and yet N.Y Amazing has once again found themselves in a grand finals now. Will they have what it takes to finally prove that they are the best clan in the Chinese region now, trying to advance on to get a golden ticket? Or is it going to be JX Tiger, on the other hand, waiting in the wings, ready to strike?
Yeah, I guess we could have a bit of fun in terms of predictions, but I don't want to go ahead and jinx anything. It is important, though, that you did mention they've been here before. They are the only team that has done so, despite their lineup being a little bit different. I feel bringing Sue and GYY of the previous Nishang Dance team have really been a good addition. What do you think of their chances, though, Corbin? We'll maybe not do strict predictions, but what do you think of their chances? Maybe even just a percentage-wise.
I mean, coming in from the lower bracket, they're going to have to win 2 wars in a row. I mean, it's going to be very difficult for them to do that, especially against a very strong JX Tiger. But I don't know, maybe around like 30%, because they not only have to win for War 1, they have to win the second war. It's not like you add the wars together or anything. You just got to straight up win both of them. Doesn't matter if it's just by a star or percentage. You have to keep that in mind. But that's the thing that we were talking about. We have all these new clans coming in each qualifiers, which makes it really interesting because this year is a completely different system that the teams are competing in. You're playing in the Clan War League, but that is not like you're guaranteed a spot. You're just going to get a top seeds overall into the bracket, into the competition in the monthly pre-qualifiers. And that is what's really narrowing the field down to have so many teams participate and now qualifying for this. So that kind of leads my question over to you, Itsu, is what about this new structure compared from this and the previous years?
I think that's an interesting question, not easy to answer, I feel like. I think it has a lot of good points in this one, but as well, like, I mean, as like being a player, like thinking back, if I would be in that perspective, I would be in that position. As a player, you always love this double elimination system because it feels less random, it feels less likely that you're getting eliminated, even though you think you might be the better team. So those single eliminations are always tricky to like get on, and it's especially with such a big bracket, you never know who you're facing. So the strength of a lot of those teams is that they can adapt and that they can like test their bases, build their bases against specific teams. Like they're doing a great job in scouting, for example, Alternate. I remember this one match, I will never forget it. Penta versus Alternate, Penta running I think 4 out of 5 times with their blimps into baits of Alternate. Just like this base building aspect, I feel like is not really that important with those big brackets. So I feel like this is an important thing to think about as well. So yeah, I think double elimination player perspective is nicer, but at the same time, I think double elimination, I don't know if that would be possible, but who knows, Judo?
Yeah, who knows indeed. At least we have it for the grand final. However, let's get a bit of gameplay up. I think even though we asked Woody a little bit there about his favorite attack, let's go through all of our favorite attacks from this weekend. For me, I actually really enjoyed the attack from Lou of Inquisition. It was in the match versus TorillaTavataan, and it actually just changed the tides. He is very good with this attack. It's actually shown on the screen here versus Badzinger. He's used it in every single one of his hits.
Oh, yeah.
He swags balloons and all sorts of stuff, but the attack from against TorillaTavataan was my favorite just due to how it changed the wars, and obviously we were able to break one of those down as well. But how about yourself? Let's go back to Woody. How about yourself? Have you got a game-changing moment from this weekend?
Yeah, I picked out match number 8. I really liked the attack from Yone. That was the 8th attack that we saw there. That was a really tight war earlier today between N.Y Amazing and JX Tiger, 2 undefeated teams that we had the pleasure of watching first, and that we will get to watch again very soon. So instructive, I think, to take a look back at that one. Yone had picked up a 2-star the day before and was the only member of his squad who had yet to get the triple, so it was a really crucial moment for him, feeling like he wanted to come back, prove his value, and especially because right before his hit, there was a defense that was successful on the part of JX Tiger. So this was really his time to shine, and he did it in spectacular fashion. Stone Slammer going to the back end of this base, even getting burnt up by a single target Inferno, was just enough to crack through the defenses and make sure that there was a clean and easy rotation from these balloons going clockwise around the rest of it to finish off the rest of the base. Lots of cleanup along the outer edges, but the timing was just excellent. And for that, he gets my game-changing moment.
I think similar to mine, the fact that it had such a crucial part in the war as well makes it even more impressive. Corbin, how about yourself? Any important ones that have stood out to you?
Yeah, absolutely. From JX Tiger on the previous matches earlier today, Ren was coming in with a Sui Lalo, but the heroes took out an incredible amount. It's the one that I was able to break down earlier. And the Queen grabbing the Town Hall, King Royal Champion, and even that RC making her way all the way into the middle multi-target Inferno was just incredible value. Was able to then lob the backside. But the thing was, he also took 2 poison spells to deal with a CC like Super Minions, Rockaloons, Super Minions, Headhunters as well to drop that. And luckily there wasn't a lot around to slow down any Queen or Royal Champion, but cleared the CC. It's just incredible what these pro players can do, getting that value through a base. It's just, you take it out with all your heroes, and then you just have nothing left really just for your Lalo to push your way through. And that's exactly what we're seeing here, is that what that Lalo was able to do. All the rest of that base was taken out just by the heroes. And then it seemed like he ended with more balloons than he started with over 7 balloons there. It was incredible attack. Ren, beautiful job for JX Tiger. And that's one of the reasons why they were able to get a 3-star here and then also get promoted to the grand finals as the #1 seed judo.
Yeah, well, it was great to see that. I'm sure Itsu had some as well. However, you can see at the bottom, the timer is ticking down. Oh. We are ready for the first matchup of the grand final. Will it even be the only matchup? Let's find out, and we can head on across to you guys that are going to be casting that war. Take it away.
Yes, absolutely, Judo. Itsu, you are going to be joining me here today to break down this grand finals match between N.Y Amazing and JX Tiger. These teams, no matter what, have already secured a silver ticket, but are going for that golden ticket to be with alternate attacks, Top and I Empire, and Queen Walkers.
That would be for sure their goal coming into this competition, but can they bounce back versus an incredible JX Tiger lineup? Wow. They have done really, really good in this qualifier so far, and we can see they have 2 players going through the pre-qualifier with 100% hit rate, which means all of their attacks were 3 stars. And we can see as well, though, N.Y Amazing during the pre-qualifiers, their performance was just this a little bit better than JX Tigers. So the question is, can they repeat that today? Because we have the first attack coming in from Light with the P.E.K.K.A Smash. This is like so far the strategy which he used the most, and he is coming in with the classic P.E.K.K.A Smash from the other side of the base, which sometimes can bring some risk with it. But at the same time, if you can execute this properly, Corbin, this is so strong.
Absolutely. With the Warden getting locked down by the ground expo, it's going to be a big pain here. Hopefully this Warden can survive this and be able to charge his way through, because we've seen a lot of these P.E.K.K.A smashes coming in with a siege barracks, which is what he has, but they've also used some log launchers. But this Warden needs to clear this ground expo so that he can continue for the rest of this charge, because we have the Eagle Artillery down south. It looks like he's got the double jump to then end his way on the Town Hall, which is risky, but it's proven to be super strong with these pros.
Yeah, that's right. But you can see already the first witch is already going down versus this P.E.K.K.A. He placed the witches first. The second witch versus a spring trap. This is godly base building right there. They predicted this and placed the spring trap against this. This is genius. Another spring trap. All 3 witches are already gone. This is just genius base building right there. And we talked about this. Both of those teams are coming from the Chinese community, which means they know each other, they know their tendencies, and this is showcased so perfectly in already the first couple of seconds. The smash now is inside this base, inside the core, Corbin, and there's a lot of chaos going on.
Yeah, with that double jump pushing his way through the core, but he doesn't have any more witches like you mentioned with those spring traps launching them, but the tornado trap is directly straight into the core of the space. The rage coming through. The hogs were coming from that siege barracks, and we had that queen ability going off. He still has the king to use finally now, taking out this town hall. The world champion is trying to stay alive. Her ability goes off, forces through. Archer tower goes down. We do have 1 freeze left as the RC's trying to make her way through, but she's going to step into the town hall. No, she dodges the town hall poison here. That scatter shot is the biggest threat now.
That scatter shot is super big threat right there. The tunnel poison dealing with those back and P.E.K.K.A, but the unicorn is on that Royal Champion now. Wait a second, he started with the Royal Champion and the Yak. A really interesting combination. But now with the unicorn on the Royal Champion, I think he can still do this. Maybe. Time is ticking, but I mean, the Yak is getting angry, and now we have the unicorn.
Wait, the unicorn healing the Yak! The pet is healing the other pet. What a sight to see there. The unicorn finally goes down, and it looks like it's just going to be enough here. It has so many wizards to help clear this, and they're going to reach over the wall, and we are going to see a 3-star from Light.
What is going on? Like, the entry was perfectly trapped. All of the healers were gone inside this core, but still it is ending up in a 3-star. What a crazy finish. The unicorn healing the Royal Champion, healing the mighty Yak, everything. And just take a look at that pet combination. That pet combination was a big surprise to me, and I don't know if I would have loved to hear why exactly he is bringing the Royal Champion with Yak, because I feel like Lassie and Royal Champion works better together. I'm just confused, but hey, it works out, and that's everything what counts.
Indeed it did. It's a little different use of the hero pets, but hey, how can we really kind of fault him for getting a 3-star at the end of the day? But now we're seeing one of the strongest attackers here in the qualifiers. Vic for JX Tiger looking to do his own version of a P.E.K.K.A smash, starting off with that Grand Warden walk, looking to grab this multi-target Inferno. But we do have the Owl as well. Is there a reason why you think he may be dropping the Owl with the Warden instead of putting a Unicorn on him?
I mean, so far he's already funneling on that right side. So let's see if this Archer is quick enough. But he's trying to go for that multi-Inferno tower with like 2 Beater Huts right behind that. It takes some time. It takes some time for this Warden to tank it out. I mean, yes, P.E.K.K.A smash is quite quick as soon as you're getting started. But still, like, he's already getting close to this 1-minute mark. Typically, you want to get started after this 1 minute. And he's even going for those Beater Huts before he's starting with his smash.
Oh, well, the Beater Huts do stay because the Queen was down. P.E.K.K.A's down as well. A log launcher is coming in to help assist to break these walls open. More P.E.K.K.A's in. One P.E.K.K.A did walk on the bottom side here with some Super Wizards. Going to help actually set the funnel and force these Super Wizards in towards the core. But these logs, if they're going to open all this, there's going to be incredible value skipping his way all the way through to the backside towards that town hall.
Yeah, and the logs are rolling. They're not going to hit most likely all of the Clancaster troops on the defensive side. Oh, wait a second, take a look at those P.E.K.K.A. P.E.K.K.A, come back, please support those troops. There's the Warden ability to cover all of those troops against those defending Clancaster troops. And the logs are keep going. The wall, I think, is it open, Corbin?
No, it's not. So he's forced to use a jump spell to get his way towards that Town Hall. We have Witches on the bottom side with that King. Freezes the Town Hall now. Queen's got her ability. Can actually use it to help secure this Town Hall. There's the Tornado Trap. Freezes it yet again. The Royal Champ, she is still moving her way to the bottom side of the space, and she is full health.
As long as she's dodging that Town of Poison, I think he's looking strong. With the healer still alive, this is looking really, really good. I mean, typically you have all of those Super Wizards dying inside the core of the space, but I mean, yes, still Super Wizards alive. This is looking so good for him, and I think Vic is just keeping his perfect hit rate today because this attack is looking yet again so crushed. We have all of the Witches alive, we have a ton of P.E.K.K.A alive, the Yaku's alive, everything alive. It feels like only the Queen is not joining the party, but still it should be enough because we have the party wizards on the back end, and this is enough party to get rid of this base.
Absolutely. Yeah, he did have to use a jump spell to get towards that Town Hall, but Vic bringing a 3-star answer for JX Tiger. And all JX Tiger has to do is win this war. They get a golden ticket, but NY Amazing, they must win 2 wars in a row against JX Tiger to do it. And we have yet to see that through the first 3 qualifiers. So much pressure is on NY Amazing in order to pull off that incredible feat.
That's right. But so far, I mean, both teams are starting strong. So we still have to wait for the first fail. The last time those 2 teams met, we had to wait a long time until the first fail. So let's see. We have the next attacker coming in with air. So both, like typically we see everyone starting with air and then might go to ground or something more, I don't know, more strategic, I don't know. But instead, those teams are going from ground to air. That's an interesting mix-up as well.
Yeah, with the very early Warden ability, the blimp does actually make it towards that Town Hall, secures it. And there was a Tornado Trap on the top side of the base, which was perfectly okay because he did not send the blimp into it. So we're seeing the defensive side try to bait and clip a blimp, but it does survive. So the Dragons coming through this whole bottom side still has a World Champion to deploy with 2 freezes and a poison spell, which means there's probably a Lava Hound or even maybe some Ice Golems in that defending CC. So it looks like nothing ended up coming out.
Yeah, this defending Clan Castle might be a big game changer depending on how those heroes step. He still has the Royal Champion to place, which might be a good point for him, but still there's quite a few back end defenses and the King as well. The King on the back end is a big threat. Is there a giant bomb? No, there is no giant bomb, which means the Barbarian staying alive with his Barbarians which are getting spawned, and there is the Royal Champion finally getting placed, Corbin.
Yeah, what a brilliant way to save that RC until that Lava Hound went to his hero so that she can clear that core multi-target Inferno. With 2 freezes left, the Hound just pops. That RC is getting some incredible value. He can freeze up the pups, the skellies. This Air Expo needs to take it down with Queen ability still in the bag. And we're looking like another 3-star potentially coming in for NY Amazing. The Queen now has access to everything, even with a handful of dragons alive.
Those heroes are so strong. The Yak opening for the Queen, and the Queen is just saying like, I take this 3-star, don't mind me. And getting another 100% on the board. Really, really strong performance so far from NY Amazing. With that, you have to admit, kind of risky blimp. But they took the risk and it paid off. And it paid off big time because this is the next 3-star for them. And now JX Tiger have to just repeat the same thing as well, because I mean they just somehow need to get that 100% as well to make sure that this match is staying close.
Absolutely, they need to answer with a 3-star, and this is the grand finals. This is the #1 seed versus the #2 seed. If JX Tiger win, they're gonna break all the trends so far of the #1 seed getting eliminated, and they have actually been getting eliminated pretty early in the qualifiers, but JX Tiger looking to answer and change the momentum here with a potential another triple. We're seeing another Queen Charge Dragon Rider, and this is what he loves to do. He can get amazing value. He does have a jump spell, potentially to reach in, continue in towards that 4 multi-target Inferno. We do have the Town Hall on the bottom side, towards past the Queen. Some ground skeletons do pop in front of this Queen, slowing her down, but at least he's still out of range of the defending Queen. Doesn't have to worry about it all too much just yet.
Yeah, the headhunter was a bit too early as well, but with that rage, he should be easy taking down that defending queen. The jump spell now, I think everything is coming. Okay, I thought he would just try to jump into the core behind the town hall, but instead he's jumping into the town hall compartment. Just a big surprise to me, because with this, he's not dodging the town hall poison, what you normally try to achieve with those. Now we have to use, wait a second, there's the poison.
Look at that.
On offense, but there are a couple of skeletons getting spawned.
Yeah, there was that a double witch in there, or even maybe a triple witch coming out of that CC. So that was actually really easy to get through for his queen, potentially trying to defend against maybe a total mass dragons and all those skellies potentially distracting things, but it does not work here. We have dragon riders coming from the top side. Queen does lock on and secures the town hall now. Finally, the Stone Slammer is going to move in and also going to be tanking the scatter shot as the Dragon Riders are going to be approaching the section.
Yeah, really good move, making sure the splash damage of that scatter shot on the back end is not really taking too many of those Dragon Riders down. The Queen is somehow getting kept alive, maybe. Oh my goodness, this is so close. The Dragon Riders on the right, there are so many still left. They even have a couple of runes in front of them, which means Black Mines should not matter too much. And I feel like this is going to be a huge overkill. Even, yeah, another Black Mine, but to be honest, I mean, Corbin, I don't think we can jinx this. There are 4 Dragon Riders left alive in this one.
With only one multi-target Inferno, they're trying. I mean, you could somehow summon a million of black Seeking Air Mines here. Oh, there's a red air, but there's the Seeking Air Mine. Get ready! Oh, there's some air skellies. There's a tornado trap. Hang on, another red air bomb. Another Seeking Air Mine. Yes, okay, it's still GYY trying to hold strong. There's always traps in the core of the bases. It's just incredible. Still able to push his way through. GG, JX Tiger keeping the 3 stars rolling in.
You tried your best. Let's put it like this. Somehow getting rid of those Dragon Riders, but to be honest, they are just too tanky. So they're staying alive, getting in that 3-star, which means both teams are staying all tied up, because both teams started with 3 stars. And well, this is the second one for JX Tiger, the Queen Charge Dragon Riders, a really powerful strategy which a lot of pros really love to use.
Yeah, and we're thinking about this as a 3 stars coming in, but what happens if it's a perfect to perfect war? It comes down to the average attack duration. So you have to keep in your mind which team is coming in with the quicker attacks. The Mass Dragons, Mass Inferno Dragons, those tend to be a lot faster than P.E.K.K.A Smashes, then Queen Charges, because they just finish with probably like just under like a minute 30, and that makes a huge difference in your attacks. But this is coming to Sue with a Queen Charge hybrid, which we don't see all too much, but it can be strong on the right base.
Can be strong indeed if you're choosing the right base to use it on. And we see one thing which is really important, the double bomb towers surrounding that town hall. This is both bomb towers getting taken down nice and early, but wait a second. Is that Queen actually going for the town hall?
No.
That is the big question right now.
Sneaky Goblin's gonna activate it? No! Ooh, that was close. I mean, he's got one more Sneaky Goblin, because if that tunnel activated, it could do some unnecessary damage to this Queen. She hasn't lured out the full clan castle just yet. And it's looking like she may continue her way to the bottom side, because there's a Tesla, there's a Wizard Tower all over there, ranges this Queen up. But this Town Hall does not look to be going down just yet.
I mean, he has the invisibility spell, which he can easily use, or he's just starting with the hybrid. That works obviously as well. Getting in the hybrid, the King is even tanking the scatter in the beginning, which is perfect. He needs now to heal really early, otherwise he's going to lose a bunch of... Oh no! There are a lot of troops really low on hit points.
Oh, yeah, they are indeed. That scatter shot doing a massive amount of damage. No! Queen is not only going for the wall, but she also has the healers getting hit by the multi-target Inferno.
Queen, come back! The town hall, the compartment is open, please. And she cannot reach the town hall from this compartment, I believe. So this is like super bad news for him. And the town hall's now getting activated, which means yet again those healers are getting targeted. Using and trying to save this with the invisibility spell. But he used everything. At this point, it's all about praying and hoping and just like screaming maybe, I don't know.
Oh no.
And this is getting so close.
Yeah, RC's got her ability, skips across, air defense goes down, Archer Tower as well. We have a handful of Hogs. The Queen is moving her way through. She gets the bomb tower. No! With a bomb tower still up, it's just gonna be way too much. This is like a 1-star here, Itsu.
Oh no, N.Y Amazing started so strong and then the queen just trolled the attack. Oh, this is like a super unfortunate, like, I don't, like, this is never ever going to 2-star.
I mean, he's got one sneaky, well, he uses the sneaky goblin. The P.E.K.K.A. is still alive. We have a handful of miners, but that P.E.K.K.A. is super low health nonetheless. And the last building in this base is going to be that town hall. Oh my. That warden. Just not able to get that one done. Look at that.
One moment of silence. Like, this is really unfortunate. You don't want to have one of these. And this is now getting really hard to come back from. I mean, we saw how many stars those teams put on in those matches so far. And the last match was so close. And now having this 1-star in the mix is really bad news for him. He tried everything to keep his queen alive, but the queen just not making the right move over there. And yeah, that was an unfortunate story for this attack, and this means Jax Tiger have a huge chance of taking the lead in this one. Like, if they go into 3-star the next attack, they have a 2-star lead, which would be game-changing in this current state of the match.
Yeah, absolutely. The triple coming in from Jax Tiger right here is going to put everything on JX Tiger's side with the advantage. Here goes the Earthquake, the Lightning in the core, and now going to come in with 28 balloons. The defensive side of the game is holding strong, but it came down to that Queen not wanting to go for that Town Hall for N.Y Amazing. Now the Queen is down over to the right side, looking to push her way in towards this Town Hall. Does drop an Ice Golem up top. Has an ability, has no invisibility spell, I should say, because he's going to rely on this Queen and her ability to secure it before the CC really comes out and deals with it. Oh, yes, few archers, and now the Queen's ability can help secure the Town Hall.
Yeah, that was super important, but now he's sending in the Royal Champion at that top side. So far, it looks really good. If you can take down the multi-Inferno Tower, take down the defending Royal Champion, but his own Royal Champion is joining over and going for that Lava Hound. This is not what he's looking for, but everything is fine. I think he has the second poison as well in place, which means those Lava Pups should not be too annoying. The Lado can get started now for this back end. I think he took down everything he wanted to get.
Yeah, the Inferno Tower just went down, and there is actually no Inferno Tower left in the base because he lightning that core one. With the freeze over the scatter shot, the Lalo is now taking out the Eagle Artillery on the top side. The RC ability just went off. Here comes the Warden leading his way over towards the enemy Queen. The Stone Slammer, probably a Dragon, even Headhunters come in to help assist this Lalo to go for that Queen, and there is still so much left in the space. The balloons do path around, unfortunately, a little awkwardly. They do go through the core. Luckily, there's no red air bombs that looks to be there. But the Stone Slammer is finally now just going to pop, and we are looking really good for another 3-star for JX Tiger.
Wow, what a clean Lalo attack. Really good. Like, being able to take down the core, being able to take down both sweepers, and then just take down the entire Town Hall compartment. I first thought, like, okay, the single Inferno Tower is giving him some problems. But then, like, taking down everything, even though he had one of the hardest clan classes to face. Like, when you're doing a dive like this, you want to have something like archers with super minion, with headhunters, maybe even witches in this defending clan class. So this is making your life really easy. But, well, with this hound, it's sometimes a bit tricky because the heroes are being stuck on that hound for so long. But still, he made that look so easy, the attack overall. Really clean attack, and you can see why exactly he had the 100% hit rate in the monthly pre-qualifier.
Yeah, and that's one of the risks of not taking an invisibility spell. If a Lava Hound does come out and it goes for that Queen, it's going to slow her down. If you use an invisibility spell, the Hound will retarget, and you can still have the Queen go for the Town Hall. It's kind of like a safety net. Didn't take it there, and he did not need a beautiful 3-star, and he's done it so far in the qualifiers. So many attacks with GYY for N.Y Amazing, trying to keep the 3-stars coming in for them, even though they did get a 1-star, which at this rate, they have to triple out and hope for an incredible defense in order to stay in this one.
Yeah, The Queen Charge. I mean, now everything is coming down to something taking down the air defense. The King being the MVP, snagging that air defense and then going back for that Eagle. Is the Eagle though? Is that Eagle going down, or is that defending King being a problem? King is like saying, yeah, you got that over there. I go for that Eagle. Is the Eagle? The Eagle is going down.
Wow.
The King ignoring the defending King. That was interesting and clutch at the same time.
Yeah, with that Queen stepping her way through, and that Eagle Artillery being secured by the King is so important, because then you don't have to worry about hitting your healers, your Queen, and all that extra damage that could be coming through, especially for the Lalo. Here comes the Super Wall Breaker and perfectly opens up the wall for the Queen to step for that Town Hall now.
That Queen Charge looks already so strong into that Town Hall. I feel like at this point, as soon as he's about to take down the Sweeper, he can get started with those Dragon Riders. But at the same time, we saw earlier explained from Gaku that he should get started at the around 1 minute and 30-second mark. Then he should have no problems with time. Let's see if that's going to be the case. Yep, 1 minute 40. And there we can see those Dragon Riders with the Slammer getting sent into the core. So a really smart move over there.
We do have a Sweeper that is pointing over to the left side, so probably should push the Stone Slammer a little bit. But the early warden ability, we have some headhunters going to help take down the enemy Queen to help assist these Dragon Riders. But the Queen is now finally taking her time to go for that Town Hall. We do have a single target Inferno on the backside of the base, but his Royal Champion is still pushing with these Dragon Riders. There's so much going in on this attack at the exact same time. What a great job at multitasking here.
Yeah, really good job by him over there. The Royal Champion ability can be used any second now. The single Inferno Tower, though, is locking onto his Queen, now onto the Royal Champion. Another freeze, keeping that Royal Champion alive as well. Is this enough for the back end? It looks for sure really strong. The Dragon Riders are getting shot by this air defense at the top side. With that Queen and the Royal Champion alive and a ton of Dragon Riders, Corbin, I think this charge was just way too strong for this base to handle.
Indeed, the Queen's ability goes off. Oh, there's a Tornado Trap Giant Bomb, but the Queen secures that final Archer Tower, and now it's a matter of cleanup. The wall is open over there as well. Queen steps out, and they are perfectly split to put up a 3-star for N.Y Amazing. But even with this 3-star, they're only up by 1 star with 1 more attack used, Itsu.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate position to be in, like this 1-star being the big game changer on defense. This Queen not going for that Town Hall being this game-changing moment. So far, all of the other attacks being impressive 3-stars so far, and we saw so many different attack strategies. P.E.K.K.A. Smash, Queen Charge Dragon Riders. Obviously, we saw the Hydra as well, and Queen Charge Hybrid, but I think we want to forget about this one.
Yeah, those 1-stars, unfortunately, are devastating, and they happen. It's just a matter of Clash of Clans. You try your best to secure those 2-stars, but when you try to take the risk, and sometimes the Queen just has a mind of her own, and we're seeing ourselves a Blizzard. We haven't seen a Blizzard all too much this qualifiers, and we do have an early freeze trying to get this blimp exactly where he wants to land, right near this scatter shot, and help take this whole bottom compartment down.
Take a look at that value. That is such a beautiful Blizzard. So many buildings are going down. Like a quarter of this base, it kind of looks like, is already been taken down. The important thing of luring out that defending. Even the Royal Champion is going down. What is this? Like, where's the base, I want to say.
With the final shots of the Super Wizard, secures the RC, and even now killing off the Hound too. Look at the, how are they still alive is my question. Beautiful job dealing with the Clan Castle, Royal Champion, the whole bottom compartment. Now he can send his heroes straight into the Town Hall and get some incredible value, Itsu.
Yeah, there are 2 expos, but this King is really healthy and really tanky, being able to make sure that this Queen is staying safe, even having the Unicorn on her as well. So the Town Hall should go down eventually. Then we have those Dragon Riders getting started. Yes, 7. Corbin, that's right, 7 Dragon Riders. Like, what is in this base left? What is supposed to kill them?
Yeah, with 7 Dragon Riders now coming in towards that Eagle Artillery, we are going to push our way straight through the enemy King and Queen. With the Headhunters that he deployed, they actually target onto the enemy Queen first, which is going to help tremendously. Down she goes. The Royal Champion's even moving through, and this is looking beautiful. But hopefully these Dragon Riders, they're splitting off. They need to take down the multi in the core. There's probably going to be a bunch of traps here. You should hopefully have enough to be able to overwhelm this.
Yeah, he already blocked the first Black Man. There are 2 more Black Mans coming in. Another Black Man at the top right. So this Dragon Rider is not having the best time of its life. But the Royal Champ is here with her ability. There is the NATO Trap though.
Oh.
Wait a second. Some of the Dragon Riders are kind of disappearing on that back end.
Yeah. Yeah, the RC ability helps secure that single. She's making her way through, but we have plenty of Dragon Riders left. Yes, it was looking a little close, but we see the Dragon Rider surviving this, dropping the freeze spell, and JX Tiger keeping the 3 stars rolling in, and they are loving it. They're the first seed into this qualifiers as well, and they have been putting on a performance.
Wow. It's pretty much summing this up really easily. Just wow. The performance of JX Tiger in this qualifier so far was truly impressive. And the cool thing about them as well is they're bringing so many different strategies. As we said, so far they attacked with P.E.K.K.A Smash, I believe. With Hydra they attacked. Then with Zap Lalo, and now with like Blizzard Dragon Riders. So 4 different strategies from them so far in this tournament, and this is what we talked about, like being versatile, making sure the defenders have no clue what they're going to be attacked with. And this is exactly what JX Tiger is doing so far in this qualifier. I feel like this is why not only they're #1 seed, but they are looking really good in this finals of the qualifier so far.
Oh yeah, all the other golden ticket winners are taking their notes to see about JX Tiger, but still, N.Y Amazing coming in with their final attack, and it's going to be a Queen Charge Lalo, and we have a skeleton spell in the mix as well. We have an Eagle Artillery that's towards the bottom side. The Queen must break through one layer wall here in order to be able to reach it, but there is even a multi-target Inferno right behind it, so it's not too worrisome as long as he continues this charge. But the sweeper is pointing through this area, which can make it a little bit annoying for these healers to stay on this Queen.
I think this is why he's delaying the healers so far. He's trying to angle them in a different way. And wait a second, there's a drone Tesla at the bottom side.
Yeah.
I think he reacted quick enough, taking it down with that loon and converting it now into a coconut loon, making sure that there are no more black mines for his healers. And now there is the lock launcher, and this lock launcher is interesting because I feel like this multi-inferno tower could deal quite a bit of damage to that lock launcher. So the question remains, is this lock launcher opening up towards that town hall?
Yes, the logs. Oh, they just dodged the headhunter there. They just missed it. But it's opening the wall. Another log, one more log. Yes, the wall is open, and here comes the warden on ground with the king and royal. Wait, and some headhunters. He's going Warden, Ground, King, Royal Champion, headers through this whole section and ranges it up. What?
That is just crazy. They're going crazy with their last attacks. And we have the, I don't know, like hero dive going in there with a lot of support. The Queen now is getting enraged again to make sure the pathing and funneling is set. And the defending Royal Champion has been taken down as well. Just take a look at that value. The Lado feels like is not even needed at this point. He even has the skeleton spell for the back and Single Inferno Tower to make sure that his Queen is staying alive. This attack so far is looking beautiful.
This is, he can drop a skeleton spell if he wants onto the single to distract it. The RC is about to go down, takes that Royal Champion down, but the Warden's even now transferred off to help the balloons. On ground, the Queen's ability has been used, but he's got 1, 2, 3 freezes, a rage, an invisibility, a skeleton. How do you have this many spells still left?
That is just so crazy. There are the spirits coming in, swagging everything. But you have to say, this attack was truly impressive. Just like seeing how much value he got with his heroes. And I feel like we don't see this too often. I feel like at this point it's getting slowly into the meta where people are using the Ground Warden with their King, with their Royal Champion together, because we saw how much value they can take down. That was truly impressive. This Nado, I feel like he could have played Bulge as well at this point. Like, those heroes took down everything.
At that point, it does say Queen Charge Lalo as the opposed attack stats, but it really was way more intricate than just a standard Queen Charge Lalo using a Ground Warden, Headhunters. Like you said, so much value from a Warden ability, especially if you pop a King ability, you have all those Barbarians spawned. A Warden Internal Tome protects all of them to completely distract and overwhelm. But now, JX Tiger, all you need is a 2-star and you win the golden ticket here today. They still have to stay focused. Anything can happen. You never know, because look at that percentage. A 98.8 average destruction with 13 stars there.
I mean, they could collect some style points and finishing with a 95% 1-star to win this match, but I don't think this is needed. We have the scatter and the compartment, everything where the queen is charging towards, and we have no rage yet. I mean, I would have been afraid at this point, but he's holding a bit. There's the double giant bomb, so a nice rage timing. The coconut dune should maybe catch a couple of black mines. No black mines just yet. And now the next wall break is going to get into that scatter compartment. Well, I was thinking, like, those wall breaks can fail if the scatter is hitting your queen at the same time where the wall breaker is pretty much behind your queen. So I saw, and maybe I did already fail those super wall breaks. So it's always a bit tricky sometimes. But either way, we have the king now going in for that eagle, and this attack so far is yet again looking crushed.
It's looking really strong. Finds the giant bomb. Here comes a wall wrecker to open this bottom side to push his way towards this town hall. The queen does lure out the clan castle of archers. More archers. We got a super mini in the mix. Drops a freeze on him with the poison onto the archers there to help clear all of those troops. But now here comes the early warden ability through these dragon riders. Now it's relying on this wall wrecker to make it towards the town hall. The ground expo does actually switch off because the queen ability went off, and he still needs to make his way towards the town hall, though.
What is in there? He has the rage if he needs to. Like, there's the, there's the rage. Question, though, is this going to work?
He's got invisibility. He's got invisibility.
But there's a giant bomb. Okay, no giant bomb. Like, this would have been the bad news for him. But this seems to work, and they're finishing this finals, this qualifier, with 15 stars, it seems like. That's a finish. What you would like to wait a second. Is this? It should work on power, but time. The yak is alive, right?
The yak is alive. Don't know how much health it does have. The dragon rider trying to take out the air defense. One more shot. No, not gonna take the 80 down. Yes, the queen can clear it. The headhunter dies off, and it doesn't matter at this point. He gets the 2-star, and JX Tiger at this rate are now coming away with that golden ticket. GG, well done. And they were the #1 seed here. Oh, the wall. You know, Queen, you can go on the outside.
Come on, Queen. And she's, of course, choosing the max ball. Like, this is just really smart and quick thinking right there. Can the Yak still finish this? Maybe it's still
5
working.
seconds.
I don't know.
Come on. 2, 1. No.
Are you kidding?
99. Oh.
I don't think that they're going to be too upset about that one.
No.
Huge congrats to JX Tiger. And they are, and you have to mention that, they are one of the new teams coming in for the World's Finals, because Alternate, Top and Empire, and Queen Walkers, they were already part of last year's Clash World's Finals event. So JX Tiger being a new team, joining the teams with the golden ticket.
Yeah. And we have N.Y Amazing taking home the silver ticket. They will have another opportunity in the Last Chance Qualifiers to play with MCS, Team Elevate, and Carnage Gaming to try to get to the final spots in the World Finals. But what a well-done performance from both teams. Unbelievable stuff. And it's just JX Tiger. It was just their qualifiers, and they came in as the #1 seed. Finally, the first seed won the qualifiers here this month. So congratulations to JX Tiger. I'm sure we're going to see NY Amazing again. This was their second qualifiers that they did compete. Getting the silver ticket is a big deal still. So much value there. But Itsu, coming into that last match, JX Tiger, did they just put on a performance? What kind of was your reaction from that?
I mean, the performance was incredible, and this is the first time that the #1 seed of the pre-qualifier actually made it that far, actually won the golden ticket. So this is like, the curse is broken. So now you can actually get #1 seed in the pre-qualifier again without knowing that you won't make it, kinda.
Yeah, absolutely. You never know, but we want to invite Judo Sloth back here because he has got an attack to break down for us. Judo, which one have you selected?
Thank you, Corbin. Congratulations to JX Tiger before we start, but I did want to just give people a very quick lesson at home. If you are planning on using the Queen Charge Dragon Riders or any Dragon Rider variant, they are very popular as we have seen, but Itsu pointed this out in terms of the Stone Slammer, used not only to tank the scatter shot, but also since Dragon Riders are defense targeting, it's not a case of set it and forget it with regards to their deployment. Taking out that side helps to push the Dragon Riders down towards the Inferno Towers, and you always have to think about pathing with them being defense targeting troops. This was one of the 3 stars that got JX Tiger rolling, and as we've already seen, Corbin, getting them that golden ticket.
Yeah, getting that golden ticket. Congratulations to JX Tiger with some unbelievable attacks. And like the unbelievable attacks, there was the unbelievable defense that we saw. It was just incredible, and it's just unfortunate for N.Y Amazing. But let's take a look at this base right here in Itsu. This is the base that, I mean, it all really came down to the pathing of the Queen. Who knows what would have happened if the Queen went into the tunnel compartment? But what do you think here? It must have been probably the gold mine or something, some small mistake that forced the Queen off the path.
I think you have to give props to the base build, because take a look at the positioning of the bomb tower. It's 1 tile away from the wall, which means if a wall breaker is getting placed in front of their bomb tower, it's still going to the archer tower, because the archer tower is closer to the outside wall. So this was, as I said, props to the base builder. This was planned that the wall break would not open in front of the bomb tower, but instead in front of the archer tower. And this had like this really weird opening over there, which means that, well, the Queen did not go into the tunnel compartment, even though it was open, which means even the second wall break would have not worked to open up the wall even bigger. So really good base building over there. And yeah, maybe he should have invested 2 wall breakers. 1 wall break into the archer tower, 2nd wall break into the tunnel compartment. This could have worked, and we can see exactly how the wall break worked at the bottom left side. 8 o'clock roundabout. The tunnel compartment was open, but not too much. And this is why this Queen did not go inside and completely messed up this attack. So yet again, props to those base builders.
Yeah, base builders getting the recognition that they deserve. Many times we don't give it because we are always commenting over for the attacker and just the unbelievable skill, but the base builders spend so much time testing bases over and over again. It's just incredible stuff. I can't believe that we saw all of these defenses here, especially the 1-star. But I mean, we're missing one person here, right? Let's invite Woody back with us here today. And Woody, what an unbelievable performance from JX Tiger. And it was the first time we saw the first seed winning it. What was your thoughts so far on JX Tiger's performance?
They dominated all throughout. There is no doubt in my mind, and I'm sure a lot of people out there would agree, that there was such a strong showing by JX Tiger. It wasn't questionable. There's no doubt that their power is on par with the other golden ticket winners, picking up an undefeated series along the top. And, you know, although they had a close war here and there, notably against N.Y Amazing previously, being able to defeat them twice, and especially showing great skill in both offense and defense, that 1-star, I've got more to say about that, but we'll get into that in a minute. I'm just really impressed and glad to see this team moving on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure we could take a look at the bracket, the golden ticket winners one final time, because JX Tiger getting that done, it is not easy. And this was the bracket here that we had for this qualifiers. JX Tiger knocking out N.Y Amazing. And again, the team coming from the upper bracket has won. It is so difficult to try to win 2 times in a row, to force that final game there to try to do it, and we have yet to see it there. But Itsu, and when you get to that final match, it must just be so demoralizing. Just like if you get down, especially in a match like that, when you have to win 2 in a row, it's so hard to come back.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think it's not easy to come back, but at the same time, I think all of the teams starting into this one wants to have the best team at the end winning. So the team which went all the distance at the upper bracket deserved it. They deserved the second life, in my opinion. So I think all of the teams most likely agree on that one. And as well, I have to say I'm still super impressed by JX Tiger. They got the golden ticket, and one quick reminder, they were kind of a newcomer in 2021. I remember seeing them the first time in the World's warm-up earlier this year, and they impressed me quite a bit back then. So I'm super happy to see them being so strong over here, and this is obviously a reminder to everyone out there as well. Sign up, try your best, and you might be the next golden ticket winner, Corbin.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we have, these are our silver ticket winners as well. They will be playing in a last chance qualifier. And Judo, these teams are still going to be preparing. They still have an opportunity to try to win a golden ticket in the future qualifiers.
Yeah, that last chance qualifier is really shaping up, isn't it? The competition is just getting so fierce, and they will all be hungry because the title says it all. It really is their last chance in order to get into the World Finals. So I feel we will have a very exciting finish with that one, Corbin.
We will indeed, but with the exciting finishes comes the exciting attacks. We have a lot of game-changing moments. And Woody, let's start off with you. Is there anyone that really stood out for you that you really liked during this month's qualifiers?
Oh, there sure was. And I mentioned it earlier. I wanted to take another look at this one. It was the same base that you guys just did a breakdown on defense. Sue's attack, but really the all-star here was Vic, the base building on defense. And you guys talked a little bit about the construction within the middle to frustrate wall breaks into the correct compartment. But just take a look at all those tiny compartments in the center of the space. There were hardly any buildings that were actually there to be defending. Instead, it was just setting up a complicated maze for any attacker to try to get into. Vic also had 2 expo set to air and 2 to ground with a pretty nice spread of air defenses, really kind of discouraging an aerial attack. So when it came down to it, the ground assault with a hybrid army, Hogs and Miners, they may be able to hop over or dig under walls, but the Queen can't. So if there's no cleanup troops sufficient for an overwhelming victory at the end there, you find yourself in a really tricky spot where you can't get over the walls in time. The positioning of the Inferno is just perfect to burn through any healers to deny a Queen charge finish. And that is the sort of base that you have to build if you want to get a 1-star defense. You know, everyone's always thinking about offense. Whenever we cast these matches, it's always about the attacker, right?
Yes.
But everyone also builds their own base. Everyone is attuned anytime your phone goes off and it's like your base is being attacked. It's always, oh my God, I got to watch this live, you know? The defenders have a lot going for them as well. And I think that this is really a time when they got to finally shine. A 1-star defense is the same thing as like picking up 2 stars into the triple category. And so that really undoubtedly to me, especially in a grand final, was the game-changing moment.
Yeah, I love that you picked the defensive side of the game because it doesn't have that much light shined on it. It's all about the offensive side. But how about you, Itsu? Which one really stood out for you in this qualifier?
Well, I think it's going to be Vic again because his offense as well was flawless, and just his way of those P.E.K.K.A smashes, which was so impressive to watch and to witness. Like we have seen, he's using the log launcher, he's using the siege barracks, and always like this decision making. I feel like P.E.K.K.A smash, when it comes down to how to execute it, is not that hard, to be honest. But I see so many people like asking, when I'm going to use, like, when should I use the water walk? When I should use the queen charge? When should I use the battle blimp? When should I use the siege barracks? When should I use the dog? Like, there are so many different decisions in the beginning of the attack, like planning out the attack. So I feel like it is not easy to come up with those plans, and he's making it on such a consistent base. So that's really impressed me.
Yeah, super impressive to be able to pick besides the log launcher, the siege barracks, and even maybe coming with a wall wrecker, which we've seen today a couple of times. But how about you, Judo? Is there one that stood out?
Yeah, I think, honestly, we can't have a better game-changing moment than what Woody said, but I picked the attack after that by Kwang Ren because he made it look easy with the lava loon, and knowing that the opponent had 3-starred, this helped to turn the tide as well. Being able to get, the opponent had 1-starred, sorry, being able to get the 3-star yourself really did then put them 2 stars in the lead. I was super impressed with the attack.
Yeah, it's so impressive. You pick Ren as well from JX Tiger. I think there is a theme from all of us here because JX Tiger was just unbelievable. My game-changing moment, again, is from Ren 2. It was when he used all of the heroes, taking out the incredible portion of the base. I talked about it earlier, and I keep talking about it because the value was absolutely incredible. He cloned more balloons in this attack without even bringing in a clone spell somehow. That's how many balloons he ended with. It was an incredible job from JX Tiger. Well done. Totally deserving that golden ticket to be joining alternate attacks, top N.Y Empire, and Queen Walkers. But what that means is we still have 2 more spots for golden ticket winners. And these teams are still hungry to try to fight their way to get this, which means everyone at home, you still have an opportunity to try to compete. All you gotta do is compete in the Clash of Clans, the CWL, to try to get the top seed, and then you can still play in the in-game bracket. You just have to be in at least a Champions clan to participate there, but it's going to be incredible stuff. Do you guys have any final thoughts? Woody, let's start off with you.
Yeah, if you didn't watch it, go back and see that interview with ODS. I think that's what Clash of Clans is all about. Community and getting to enjoy the game. I think that in a few months, if you aren't at the World Finals, you can still be really happy with how things go if you are having fun with your friends.
Absolutely. And before we close off, we still want to remind everyone at home what the prizing was. Because first place, JX Tiger, took home $15,000. Incredible. And look at that, coming away with so much money. Incredible job. Judo, that means all the players that are at home, they could even have a share out of this prize money if they make it to the next month's qualifier.
They certainly can, because the prize money for the next qualifier will be the same. I think I just want to say that N.Y Amazing, it wouldn't surprise me if we see them come back. It is the only team at this stage that has made it to 2 qualifiers. And who knows, maybe they can upgrade their silver ticket to a golden ticket, Corbin.
Absolutely. And do we have any final words from the pro himself, Itsu, for this qualifier?
I think I just want to remind everyone that, as I said earlier, JX Tiger was kind of like a newcomer earlier this year, and you can do it as well. Just sign up, try your best, and maybe you are going to be the next golden ticket winner. So make sure you try yourself, because otherwise you never know. So just go for it and try it out.
Indeed, you never know, but you will never know who's going to win the qualifiers unless you tune in next month, the same time. I want to send a special thanks to all the production, Supercell, my fellow casters, Lady B for the special guest, and also everyone watching at home. Could not have put on a show without your support, and you guys are amazing. Thank you guys all again. Remember, the next qualifier at the exact same time next month. Good luck. And thank you guys for watching.